Hey there, good morning, my fellow fantasy football freaks. It's like 6:30 over here. I'm just getting up and everything. Got the TV going on. I don't know if there's anybody watching, if it's too early for y'all or what. As you can see, I just got out of bed. I haven't even. I'm still in my robe. I'm still in my pajamas. It's early. I'm still gonna be doing this. I'm totally joking. I haven't even fucking slept. Okay. Thanks to Carolyn and her goddamn question. I'm fucking with you, Carolyn. I appreciate your support over the years, and I'm happy to answer your questions. But damn, sometimes it's a gauntlet, and sometimes it means I don't get sleep. No, it's okay. I'm kidding. I wouldn't have slept. Um, I'll rest when I'm dead. How about that? All right. Good morning to everyone that is here. I'm going to continue as I'm doing this to kind of send this out to people because, over here on the West Coast, people are still sleeping in at 6:30 in the morning. So, I'm just going to get it out to everyone. Let me know if you see, any video problems, audio problems. I think we've got pretty much everything fixed as far as all that goes. Now, so of course, as scheduled and as I was saying, that this is going to be a watch along. As you can see, here I am live at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's a beautiful day, beautiful looking stadium behind me there. They won't let me in because I don't have a ticket, right? So here I am outside the stadium watching the game on my little TV right here. As you can see the glow in my face. It's totally not the computer or anything like that. It's definitely the TV. And we're watching as we're getting the kickoff going. We got the anthem already went on, and here we go. We're kicking off the game, ladies and gentlemen. Good football morning. London calling. Here we go. Bears, Jags. Here it is. Let's see. So, the kickoff going. This is the first time we watched it with the new kickoff shit together. Of course, they kick it out of the end zone. We're all good. And there we go. So, share this. If those of you who are watching, which is like a couple of you, it's like, Dawn, good morning. Good to see you. Early this morning on the West Coast. Damn, you get up early. Hey, yeah. Share this with everyone that you can that would be interested in watching this. Just watching some football and getting some advice as we go along, because I am doing a regular show. It's a 3-hour episode, but I'm gonna be doing my regular shit. I got, all my my sleepers, deep dives, my streaming kickers and defenses, all that shit. Plus, of course, the answers to your questions. It's not the tinker stinker for nothing. All right. You're sitting on your toilet. You got the game on, a little monitor there. You got your phone in your hand. You're fucking with your team, and I'm here to help you out with that. That's what it's all about. I don't know. Hopefully you have a better place to watch the game in the bathroom, but yeah, that's how we go. So good morning to you, Don. Good morning, Gus. You're here. What time is it there? Well, it's like, it's like, dinner time there for Gus in the UAE. But good to see you. So, yeah, anyway, I don't give a fuck if it's 6:30 in the morning. I'm going to drink beer. Yeah. Got the hazelnut brown from Rogue, drinking the brown ale. That's what you drink when you're in England. Yeah. Brown ale. So here we go. We're going to do the morning pour. I'm going to light up the J, although my usual 420 people aren't here right now. Kind of sucks, but that's okay. I get it. It's early. I've got a nice J going on. Plus, I got some, fucking, I got the bong going, and the bubbler anyway. With some good stuff packed in there. So, I'm set to go. I got a cooler next to me with extra beers. I'm good to go. Let's take care of this shitty ass hair. That's my fucking morning shit. Let's see. Let's put it on. Let's get going for the day. Here we go. What the fuck is on my hat? There we go. Got the hat going. What the fuck? All right. Got the hat. Fuck this robe. Fuck this shit. Let's get ready for the day. Here we go. Yeah. There we go. Now we're ready. Let's watch this game. Now, of course, I can't have the sound on in the background of the game because then YouTube will shut me off. But and I might be a little bit behind. So if you rewind yours a little bit, you might be with me right now. I'm watching the punt from Tory Taylor. Looks like I think it was a 3 and out. Maybe I don't know. Trying to get other things going here while I'm watching the game. So here we go, a little run back action. Take them down pretty quick. Yeah, just past the 20. All right, so now the Jags are going to get their chance. I think Caleb Williams eventually is going to be something, of a good quarterback. I think he's taking some time. I think he's got a year or two, and then he'll really find his own. But I think it's good for the Bears to put him out there and let him, figure it out. Take a year or two in the ass just to get that quarterback figured out there. All right. Don here saying pork rinds and coffee for breakfast. Let the games begin. Hey, breakfast of champions right there. Pork rinds and coffee. Love it. Hey, I've got my breakfast beer going. I can't eat this early. I definitely can't do that, but I can do this. I don't know if you're going to get any. Try to get some ASMR action there. I don't know if that's any good. But I sacrificed trying to give you some sound, and now I got this terrible head on my beer. It's okay, though. I don't mind. So there we go. Of course, I got my sleeper here giving me some information. I'll keep you guys all up to date on the injuries and shit. There's 3 people in here. It's Dawn, it's Gus, it's Carolyn. Good to see y'all, though. Hopefully we'll get more people as we come in. Someone try to get a hold of Matt. Get Matt in here. I want him in here if I'm gonna fucking get this Jay going. I know he's with me on it, and other people as well. It's a comfortable 5:30 p.m. Yeah, can't confirm in writing, wink, wink, but 420 is global. That's true. What an asset that punter is for the Bears. Yeah, I mean, sometimes a good punter is underrated. Wouldn't that be crazy though if we were to have punters in fantasy football? I think there are some ways to do that. I haven't seen it in like the formats that I've used, but I've heard of people doing formats or doing their own thing, and counting for points for fucking punters and shit. Like, whatever, that's cool. More fantasy points. Why not? So anyway, Gus, they do in some leagues. Yeah, I've never played a league that had points for punters or O lines and shit like that, or coaches. I've seen that too. Coaches, that's cool. If I find a league that's like that, I'd be happy to play it. But I haven't seen it. Haven't seen it yet. Heard of it. Haven't really played in one. So anyway. Yep. London games. It's always like a crap. It's like having another Thursday game. Carolyn probably left because I didn't answer a question here. I have 2 leagues. I'm trying to go 6-0, and I'm scared. Thanks for your help. I hate fantasy football. Hey, don't we all? This is all love hate. It's like a fucking addiction, man. We can't live with it. We can't live without it. It's just the way it works. Like addictions and women. Oh my God. No, we're not gonna go there. Welcome anyone else coming in. We're watching the game here. Nice little toss there. Who did that go to? I didn't even see who that was. I can't even really have the sound on because if you hear the sound in the background, I'll get my shit shut. Oh, Ingram. Good to see him active again, picking up some passes. There you go. For those of you who've been hurting at the tight end position, that's a welcome asset back. Good old Mr. Ingram. So I don't know if how far behind this, the lag is here. So you're probably a player through ahead of what you're hearing me commentate with. But hey, if you have a way to rewind it, just rewind it. So that way we're watching it together. Just a nice pickup on the ground there from Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is doing all right. This first drive of theirs here. Picking up the first down. Yeah, there we go. I'm not big on Trevor Lawrence. As from a fantasy standpoint, and not really even from a real football standpoint. It's he's mediocre. I think. Is that going to count? Did that touch the ground? I love me some Brian Thomas, though. I'll tell you that. I pick him up as in as many leagues as I can in Dynasty, and in season long for that matter. I mean, really, honestly. See, I don't know, man. I think that hit the ground. Oh, his hand is under it. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna count that. I guess we'll see. Some of you might already know. Oh, they didn't. No, there was no challenge or anything. All right. Brian Thomas seems legit. He sure does. Sure does. Bigsby, that's been the whole thing. Is it going to be Bigsby or ETN? I was really big on ETN coming into the season. I've been big on ETN since he's been in the league, and for good reason. The guy has been, a great running back. He's been, that kind of cusp of running back 1 and 2, kind of going floating back and forth between those. I thought he was going to take another step up this season as they had the confidence in him because Bigsby wasn't really taking much from him last season, but Bigsby's taking a lot more from him this season. As you see, it's almost like a split. I mean, it's pretty much a split backfield at this point. But so this week I was really actually starting Bigsby over ETN in leagues. Excuse me, in some leagues that's kind of my official take, but I've also been hedging my bets on that. So in some leagues I'm starting ETN, and some I'm starting Bigsby. So there you have it. There's ETN. God, they just it's like all these other situations where you got running backs that really could be RB1s, but then they they have other guys who also could be RB1s coming in and taking all that away from them. So it's a weird thing with running backs right now in the NFL world, which of course translates to fantasy, and it can be frustrating. Really, what I like to focus on, well, and of course that's changed because we've seen some situations where the running back who we expect to be just like the bell cow is now splitting time with another guy. But in preseason, what I was looking for is offenses that at least I thought were going to be like a bell cow back, and those are the only running backs that I like. Get those guys, get there. I mean, except for like the Detroit, you can go with both Monty and Gibbs where you got them. So depending on where you got them, so it's. But with this, with this Bigsby ETN thing, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating. I'm running off of no sleep, ladies and gentlemen. So if I slur my words, it's only going to get worse. Anyway, cheers to you all. Good morning for those of you who are here already. And hopefully more of you just kind of trickle in as we go. Usually I'm up to like at least 15 people. We got 2 right now. Hey, like I said, it's early. People on the West Coast aren't waking up yet. People in the mountain probably ain't even waking up yet. Yeah. All right. Here's the thing. I'm gonna read this. I got a text from Matt, God Amongst Men, one of the old school Tyrant Gang fans. Those of you who know, I just got a message from. Just woke up, left this girl at the hotel room, on my way to my house to try to catch a start. I didn't know you were starting this early, but see you soon, my friend. Hey, we'll see you soon. I'm gonna hold off on lighting up that J until you get there. I love that though. Just woke up, left this girl at the hotel room. You're a stud, my man. Living the rock and roll lifestyle, Matt. I gotta love it. Hopping on that fucking bike, head home to watch the Tyrant do his thing. We watch the game together. We smoke a J. We talk about who you're going to start, who you're going to sit. We talk about sleepers. We talk about streamers. We do it all. That's what we do. So, we crush your league with that shit. That's how it works. Anyway, go ahead and also like get your questions in as you have them. Put your questions in there, and then on like commercials and shit like that, I'll go ahead and answer your questions. And then at halftime, I'm gonna go into my whole spiel, all the sits and or the sleepers and streamers and all that jazz. So I'm gonna try to get other people in here. Get some stuff going while we're watching this here. And then you get Johnson and they're like, fuck, can we, god damn it. Like, when the hell are we going to get more going from ETN? It's so depressing. The guy is, it's not like he's a bum. The dude knows how to play. It's just too much competition. So anyway, trying to get more people in here. As it trickles in, we'll like I said, put your questions down there. I'll answer them as we go along. Christopher, sit Mike Evans this week, he asks. Hello, Christopher. Good morning to you. And my answer to your question is yes. We're sitting Mike Evans this week. He's got a horrible history with Marshawn Lattimore. And, oh, God damn it. Well, fuck that. I didn't want Gabe Davis. I don't have Gabe Davis in any fucking league. Fuck you, Gabe Davis. Don't even catch that touchdown. Yeah. Well, then anywhere that you start the Bears defense, you're happy about that anyway. All right. So, yeah, I'm not starting Mike Evans this week. He's got a bad history with Marshawn Lattimore, and it's just not a good start. I actually do like Godwin this week because the Saints are actually vulnerable to the slot. And, of course, Goodwin's been killing it this season after they put him back in the slot, where he's obviously a lot more comfortable, So I like Goodwin this week, not Mike Evans. Sit Mike Evans. Now, obviously, if you don't have I'm not going to sit Mike Evans for well, I might set him from Darnell Mooney, maybe. I don't know. But I'm not going to go. I'm not going to get too cute with it. But yeah, I mean, you probably have other wide receivers that you got to put in there. I think in three wide receiver leagues, you're probably starting him a third wide receiver, than maybe at your flex. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but yeah, it's just a bad matchup this week for Mike. I love Mike Evans. A lot of people are down on him every year, it seems like, and I'm like, no, dude, I always love him as a high end wide receiver too. So, but this week, yeah, I'm sitting him if you can. Start Chase Brown, Slayton, or Antonio Gibson in his place. That's a good question. In PPR, definitely going with Slayton. I think that, with Neighbors gone again, against Cincinnati, they're going to need to score because, the Cincinnati Bengals are going to score. They're at full health right now. You got Burrow, you got, Chase and Higgins. You got the whole crew there. They're ready to go. Chase Brown is part of that, but, with Moss back in there, yeah, that's going to take some value away from Chase Brown. Antonio Gibson, yeah, I know that Ramondre Stevenson is out, but I'm just, the Texans are a potent enough offense to where it could make the running game obsolete a bit. I've never been huge on Gibby, never been huge on that guy, and I've proven as far as I know, from my perspective and from the things I've seen in my experience, I've been spot on about that, So in this case, I'm going with Slayton, especially in PPR, probably in standard as well. So good question though. Don, I look back on Mike Evans versus New Orleans, and basically 10 points is the best you could expect. So another player might get more. I'm sitting him. So if another player, fuck anyone. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly it. Marshawn Lattimore has been a nightmare. Dude is living rent free in Mike Evans' head. So let's not start him when he's facing Lattimore. That's simple. So anyway. 3-0 Jags. So like Jackson is weird because like Jacksonville's kind of like considered like the like London's own NFL team. Because like if anyone was gonna get shipped over there, I think it was like it was gonna be the Jags. So, I don't see it happening anytime soon, but there a lot of the talking heads are saying that it's inevitable that eventually we are going to get an NFL team in London. We're going to get them around the world, and maybe one in Canada. I don't know. Remains to be seen, but they're insisting that it's going to happen. So we'll see. But I don't know. Komet getting some action there. I think Komet is like I want to see him get going. The guy's talented. But it's hard to get going when you got a revolving door happening at your quarterback position, or at least you're not getting the best options throwing the ball to you. Right now, Caleb Williams he's got to figure it out. I do think that Komet could be a solid tight end in the future, but probably not even this year. You're just putting it in and filling him in. DJ Moore's been all right, but you're not really starting much else for the wide receiver for the Bears. Excuse me. It's just been like it's been DJ Moore and then Keenan Allen getting shit, and then Dunze who'll have a great game and then he'll have shit. It's just you can't trust it. It's like DJ Moore, and then now we could trust Swift a little bit more because I do think that Caleb Williams is getting a little more command over that offense, and they're starting to gel a little more. And as that goes on, Swift's gonna, find his way a bit more. But again, I am not starting really anyone in that team other than DJ Moore and Swift for the time being. Gus, in IDP leagues, how do you evaluate players' trends during midseason? I'm sure there's multiple variables. It's a very good question. I don't get a lot of IDP questions, but as many of you know, I do play IDP. And while I wouldn't consider it my expertise, really, I have had enough experience to where I feel like I can answer this question here for you. The thing about IDP is that it can be difficult to gauge exactly what trends to look for. Now, I mean, obviously, there's the guys who are going to get theirs every game. Your Roquan Smiths, for example. There's a lot of guys out there that they're going to get theirs. But as far as well, who you're filling in at the other spots, or when do you put one guy in another? I mean, there's game script things, but the problem with that is you can't really depend on that too much because anything could really happen. It could be dude just isn't getting it in that one week you could have 30 some odd points in IDP, and the next week 2 points, and there isn't too much rhyme or reason behind it. I mean, it's kind of the usual. Dude, just fucking sorry, Caleb Williams just fucking doinked the ball off the fucking face mask. That's funny. Oh, I can see it's freezing up a little bit. That's fun. Okay, so the answer to your question is it's very difficult, but you got to look at who's being more consistent, not who has the most overall points. So if you find a guy who's getting 12 points, 15 points, 20 points, 18 points, maybe he has a 9-point game, but it's kind of like that versus the guy who's got 40 points, 2 points, 28, 1, one week he puts up a goose egg and the next he puts up 25 points. That it's harder to predict. So personally, when I'm looking at IDP, I want someone I think IDP is kind of where floor versus ceiling is a lot more pronounced and important because you or where I would say going with someone's floor versus their ceiling. It, I highly recommend good floor plays in IDP versus good ceiling plays. I mean, if that makes any sense. So that's kind of how I evaluate it. I look at who's being consistent versus who's, being dynamic. I prefer consistency over dynamic because with dynamic, there's no telling exactly what's going to happen because yeah, you could look at a game where like, all right, so if someone's going to be throwing a lot, but they also throw interceptions. They're good, to play a defensive back against. If you know that it's somebody who they run a lot, you get a good chance of someone on the line there getting a lot of tackles. It just you look at those kinds of things for matchups as much as you can. But again, even if you do that, it doesn't always translate. So the best thing you can do is look at consistency and who's going to give you a more consistent floor versus the dynamic up and down. That's the best advice I can give you for that. Hopefully that helps out there a bit. So anyway, of course, still early, still waiting for people to get in here. Matt's on his way to his house to come watch this and join us. That's cool. That the broad he banged last night, at the hotel room. She's gonna find out he ain't there. Poor girl. Nah, man. It sounds fun. That's the life, right? Hopping on the bike, going home, watching some early morning football, having some breakfast beers, smoking a breakfast J. And we're gonna smoke that, here in a little bit. Now, this strain is a daily grape. I wonder if it tastes like grapes. We'll find out. Fruit in the morning. That's what we like. I got my brown nectar beer from Rogue. If you've never had this Rogue hazelnut brown nectar, or well, they just call it hazelnut brown ale now. But anyway, if you never had it, go fucking find it. It's good shit, man. They love their brown ale. They love their brown ales across the pond. That's like their IPA. Well, I mean, if you're talking about like West Coast, Pacific Northwest, especially when people love their IPA. I'm not even a big IPA fan myself. I prefer the dark beers, the wheat beers. Dark wheat is my favorite. God damn, there's a fucking fly and it's driving me nuts. I'm trying to get him like I'm in Karate Kid. I mean, maybe I just need some fucking chopsticks, just like catch the motherfucker. Anyway, so all right, let's see what happens. Ingram's having him a game now. Got to start him. We're looking for anything consistent at tight end, right? And if Ingram can show this, hey, some of you that hung on to him, you're gonna get your dividends paid. So there you are. Damn, we gotta get some more people. I mean, I realize that it's early, but Jesus, there's like no one here. I mean, I'm happy for who we have, but good Lord. I just feel like we can get some more people here. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, we were marching downfield there. Sacked. I thought that the Browns, I keep saying that. The Bears defense was a good streaming option for defense this week. If you could, but the problem is they're not available in many leagues. So There you go. People are already onto it. People have already picked up Bears defense. They've been consistent. A good start this week. Maybe, I mean, not a stream, so definitely a start because most like I think it's like 76% of leagues they're owned in. So you can't really stream them. But if you want to know about some streaming defenses at halftime, I've got that coming up for you, along with my sleepers and my deep dives. So anyway, Gus says yes, thanks. That helps. How far behind is this shit? Excuse me. Hey, Matt, what's up, bro? I'm driving on my way to the house. Did not know there was an early show today. Can't even look at my lineup right now. Hey, you know what? It's all right. Thanks for joining. You found out about it. Good. That's why I'm trying to get it out to people. They're gonna wake up and they're like, "What the fuck? The Tyrant chat has a show going on right now. Damn, how do we miss this shit?" Then all of a sudden, everyone's gonna show up. But Matt, I got this J here for you, for us to smoke up. I want to save it for when you're ready. We'll whatever you got, we'll smoke together. The rest of you, if you got your 420 shit, we'll have a little wake and bake session here in a little bit. So let me know what you're smoking. If you're smoking, if you're not, that's all right. Have some drinks. Have some breakfast beer with me. Hazelnut brown nectar, the best shit in the world. Bangarang, as they say in Hook. Pick 2, half PPR. What's up, George? That's a good-looking dog you got there. Unless that's you. Then it's like, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding with you. Chase Brown, McConkey, or Olave. Hey, with Moss back in there, I'm worried about Chase Brown. Now we're getting people in there. People are waking up. It's 7:00 now on the West Coast. People are finally waking up. They're realizing, holy fuck, Tyrant's got a show. We're watching the fucking game together. Maybe they're just finding out there is a game. Maybe they're watching this and going, holy fuck, there's a game? What the fuck? Let's put this shit on. And then they don't have an NFL network. I'm like, God damn it. I have to stream this shit on Fubu myself. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I might be a little bit behind. And then there's, of course, the lag of the thing. So let me know about how far behind I am. I'm on a commercial break right now. If that makes any sense. There's a Vicks like fucking nose thing commercial. Like, it puts the diaper in the guy's face. I'm not trying to do commentary on the commercials here. I just want to see where I'm at, approximately how far behind this is. Okay, so let me get back to your question, George. Sorry about that. So with Zach Moss starting in there, I'm having a hard time wanting to put Chase Brown in pretty much any lineup. It's not a bad matchup, so to speak. It's just I don't trust starting really either of those guys as long as the other one's in there. It's one of those situations. It's kind of like the anti Lions split backfield where I'm starting both the Lions. I'm starting neither of the Bengals at this point. McConkey, dude, he's gonna be the shit, and I think he'll become more consistent as the season progresses. But right now, it's hard for me to start him. I know that you got Rattler starting out for the Saints. You got to believe the guy's a competent quarterback, though. Otherwise, he wouldn't get into the league. But that's not always the case. However, he's going to be competent enough to get it to their best player. Now, I do think there's going to be a lot of check down Charlie to fucking Kamara. Kamara's going to have a big game. I'm big on Kamara this week. Get him in all your DFS lineups if you can. Big on him. And I'm bigger on Olave than I am Shaheed. Shaheed, I'm sitting everywhere this week. Olave is kind of one of those, if you don't have a lot of good starts, if you have a flex, I'm starting them. So I'm definitely going with Olave there. A 0.5 point PPR with McConkey. It's hard to trust that right now. So I guess it's really close. I think if it's full PPR, I might even lean McConkey, but I think I'm going to go with Chase Brown on this one. Again, it's close, but he does get, even with Moss in there, he is getting work. He's getting enough to where he's a good flex play. So give me Olave, give me Chase Brown out of those two. Good question, though. Christopher. Clear my throat there for a second. Okay. Christopher asks, do you think Kimani Vidal is a good stash? Absolutely, I do. J.K. Dobbins is, if anything, injury prone. No, he's a great running back when he's healthy. When he's healthy, the guy can, tote that ball, get you the fantasy points. He's elite an RB2 at least. High end RB2, maybe low end RB1 some weeks. But the thing is, that injury always seems like it's around the corner. And Vidal was, big hype on him coming into the league. And in Dynasty, I picked up as much of him as I could, and I didn't nearly get enough. So, yeah, I think he's a good stash if you have the room. Now, I'm not going to stash him over like if you can get like a Tank Bigsby or there's a couple other guys that I would probably prefer to stash like Benson in case Connor goes down. That's probably about equal. But yeah, I think it's a good stash overall. I've been big on him coming in the league. Gus ain't doing shit. So if Dobbins does go down, I think there's a potential lottery ticket right there. So, it depends on who you're either dropping or not picking up to have him on your bench. So, depending on what's going on there, yeah, I think that he's a great stash. But if Dobbins happens to have his first full healthy season, then you're not going to get much use out of him because Dobbins has been playing well. The Chargers offense as a whole has been disappointing, but especially like toward the end of the season, if they're like obviously out of the playoffs and shit, and maybe Dobbins gets banged up or something, they'll start to play if at all, see what they got there. So he's worth a stash. Could be one of those things at the end of the season that suddenly he's starting and you're playing him in your championships. But for right now, you're not going to use him. But yeah, definitely a good stash. Nick, what's up? Good morning. Hashtag Tyrant gang. Tyrant gang. Hashtag Tyrant gang. Yeah, I'm going to start talking like that. How about that? How would you like that one? All the people that were, on me about the frog in my throat, I get rid of that and I start talking like some fucking Riri from Alabama or something. Not that people from Alabama are Alabama's. Not that people from Alabama are Riris, but if you're a Riri and also from Alabama, you won't say it like this. Now I threw like some English, some British shit in there. It's just because I'm here at fucking in England. The people's accents, I can hear them going on. Luckily I've got voice like some cancellation shit on the mic that blocks those people out. But I got all this fucking like, cheerio, old lad, would you like some tea? And I'm trying to ignore them. I got some beer. I don't need fucking tea. Anyway, good to see you though, Nick. Put your questions down there in the comments and I'll answer them on commercials. We're watching the game right now. I'd have to drop Roshan or Charbonnet. And this is for Kimani Vidal. Again, it's like, okay, so here's the thing. With Roshan, it's like Swift is getting he's taken over that he's established himself as the stud workhorse back in that backfield. So you're not really going to have too much Roshan, or at least if you do, you're not going to know when to start him. Obviously, if Swift were to go down, Roshan's there. But the same with all of them. If Swift goes down, I like Roshan. But like, if Walker goes down, I like Charbonnet. And I like Charbonnet more than Roshan. So, and between Swift and Walker, it's kind of like 50-50 who could get hurt. So if I have to, if I'm using that kind of logic, then I would be dropping Roshan. And between the three of them, if you're looking at Roshan, Charbonnet, or Vidal, I think that Charbonnet and Vidal have better lottery ticket potential than Roshan. So I think Roshan's the odd man out there. Anyway. So yeah, if you're just showing up, we're watching the game. Get the game, put the game on, watch it with me. I can't really have it like playing in the background, or YouTube will shut me down. They'll be like, "Oh, you don't have express written consent from the NFL." Blah 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 blah. Go fuck yourself. Um, but hopefully it's not too far behind. Hopefully you're not listening to my weird commentary. I cut in and out on this game and going, wait, he's like 2 plays behind. Let me know, like, if I am or not. I'm just curious. It doesn't really matter to me. Like I said, if I'm behind, rewind a little bit. Watch it with me. Come on, what else you gotta do? So right now, it's 12:40 something left, and it's 2nd and 4, and fucking Swift just got tackled behind the line. So that's where I'm at right now. There's basically 12 and a half minutes left in the second quarter, in the half. So there you go. 3-0 Bears. No, Jags. Sorry. 3-0 Jags. 3rd and 6. See what they do. Thank you all for joining me. And there he is. Morning all. Cheers and morning beers. Hey, happy 420, toking the bright Skittles. I've had Skittles brands before. They're pretty good. Let's fucking go. Let's do this. Yeah, there's the devil, Roshan Johnson. Got a good little run there. I mean, I'm not saying that Johnson's not going to be used. Obviously he's usable because when the Bears need to throw, he's an option for check downs and little passes, just like we're seeing right here. But the problem is there's also a lot of mouths to feed. The passing game isn't really efficient enough for me to really trust anybody in it. So that's why I'm like, I'd rather go for a lottery ticket than someone who, they could have a good game here and there, but they're not going to have any real great games. So when the fuck are you going to start them? Never. Whereas you could have a guy that you're not going to start unless he's the guy. And there's Komet finally getting one. Finally. That dude that guy's like Ditka with a man bun. What the fuck was that? That was fucking gross. Yeah. There we go. Komet. Right? Finally. I mean, like I said, he's going to have his games here and there. I like Komet. I think he's, been underutilized. Hopefully we see him utilized more. And if we do, if he can get a consistent workload week to week, and as this team gels, as this team gels, I think we're going to see that more and more. So there we go. Bears going up in this game. We got the extra point coming up here, and Santos kicks it through. So there you go. 7-3. The Bears. But yeah, what the fuck was that guy who was like Ditka with a man bun? That's like the grossest damn thing I've ever seen. Oh, I did start Komet in a league. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm glad I did that. What the fuck league did I start him in? I got like 40 fucking leagues. And I did start Komet in one. Well, that's pretty cool. Nice. I don't know. Is that the one? No. I don't know. I don't remember which one. Doesn't matter. We'll look at that shit later. So, yeah. Gotta love Komet. Think am I gonna have to eat crow about Williams as well? I don't know. I think he's fine. This season I'm not into it. It doesn't mean he'll never be a good option this season. Of course, we'll keep our eye on it as it goes along. I'm not going to trust it until he's consistent. He's starting to get there, starting to gel. I do see where this is going. I've never really bought into Caleb Williams as being the next big thing. And I don't think he is. I think that he's someone who's going to be, you can use from week to week, a good QB2 in super flex leagues. So anyway, all right, let's go back to this. Morning all, cheers. Hey, token with the bright Skittles. You got the bright Skittles. I got my daily grape. I wonder if it tastes. Let's see if it tastes like fucking Dimetap. You remember that shit when you're a kid and like you're sick and your parents give you the Dimetap grape? Yeah, it's a very specific grape. Whether you get the syrup or the chewables, it somehow tastes exactly the same. Very specific grape. No one else makes a grape. Dimetap grape needs to be its own color and its own flavor. I want to have a fucking Crayola box, okay, with fucking crayons in it, and I want one of them called fucking grape Dimetap. It should smell like it too. That would be, dude. Where's that? Why don't they have like crayons? They have those fucking like magic marker. What are they called? Mr. Something or other. I don't remember. But they have those like, scented markers and shit. Why don't they have scented fucking crayons? Maybe they do. I just never got them because I grew up poor. But I all right. Here we go. Daily grape Dimetap. Just making that shit up. Daily grape. Still, see if it tastes like grapes. Oh, I got a little run going on there. Let's fix that. In 3 minutes, it'll be 420 somewhere. Actually, it'll be 420 in two different places. It'll be 420 in Hawaii. So that's cool. In like 2 minutes. It'll be 4:20 a.m. in Hawaii. And then on the other side of the world, I don't know where it's gonna be 4:20 at, but somewhere in like Europe or something. Probably in like, let's see if it's 5 there. Like, should think about 8 hours. It'd be 3:20. So like somewhere, I don't know, somewhere in Europe. Somewhere in Europe. It's 4:20. And it's about to be 4:20 a.m. in Hawaii. And probably like Tonga or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, update. It doesn't taste like grapes. It tastes like marijuana. All right. Daily grape. Bright Skittles. Like I said, I've had a Skittles strain, but I don't know if it's bright Skittles. It's a commercial, so it's time to answer some questions. Nick, Standard League, pick 2. You got JMO versus Dallas. You got Wilson versus Buff. Darnell Mooney versus Carolina. Well, here's the thing. I'm going with Wilson first because I think that with the bright lights on Monday Night Football, you got the new coach. Dude's going to want to go with the playmakers. Okay? Ulbrich is going to want to go with the playmakers for that game. I think this is a big game for Wilson. I think it's going to be a big game for Breece Hall. So give me Wilson in that game. So really then it becomes between JMO and Darnell Mooney. I know Mooney's been kind of, he's been playing. He's been getting it. Mooney is someone that I was big on, like when he was on the Bears, and he just never shelled out. And that's, because he never turned out because, Justin Fields couldn't get it going there. That whole offense was a jumbled mess. But anyway, now he's starting to show he's got some chops there for the Falcons. I really like the Falcons players this week. I think it's a good matchup for all of them. But JMO, he's, I think they're going to get Amon-Ra going a little bit more. I think they're going to back a little bit on JMO. I'm going to give the slight nod to Darnell Mooney over JMO this week. If J-Mo kills it, then you're going to stick him in your lineup and you're never taking him out. Don't take him out if he fucking kills it this week. But I feel like they're going to go more to Amon-Ra and Laporta. I think Laporta has a big week. The Cowboys are susceptible to tight ends. That's where that thinking comes from. And then there you go. ETN gets a chance. He fucking fumbles it. God damn it. Travis, what are you doing, my boy? My buddy. Are they going to call that incomplete? Did he make a football move? Maybe not. Or did he? No, it's overturned. See? Yeah. There you go. I don't have the volume up, because if I have the volume up, you might hear it, and then YouTube will fucking, shit their fucking drawers over it and then fucking take this down. So I didn't hear, but I do see that they did overturn it. I thought so. It looked like there was no football move, as they call it. I think it was just a incomplete pass, and that's what they thought too. They figured it out. They overturned the call, and here we go. So that's my answer for you. Wilson and Mooney. Good question though, because I do love J-Mo, but I mean, I can't deny what Mooney's been doing. I think both he and London have a good game. He and London, Pitts, Ray may be the odd man out in that one, but then it could be a Ray game. And then you could have gone Jameson Williams. But I really think that the Lions is going to be more of an Amon-Ra and Laporta game. And I think with the Falcons, it's going to be a London and Mooney game. So take Mooney, take Wilson. That is a good one. Matt, I've been starting Kincaid, but Freiermuth's been doing better. Today's matchup would be tight end. Okay, so there's a lot of the Buffalo offense has been banged up a bit. I haven't seen if everybody's starting yet. We haven't gone over all the injuries. We haven't had a full update yet. But regardless, I like Kincaid this week. It's a good matchup for him. Freiermuth's been doing better, but not by much. Excuse me. I think that Kincaid helps that team kind of get back on track. So give me Kincaid this week over Freiermuth. But good question, Matt. Good morning, Cody. We Vinny and I were calling you Coat, and you're like, no, it's Cody. Like, is it pronounced Cody like the way that CODY, or is it Cody? I don't know. Either way, what up? As is, on Always Sunny, what up? Bicep. You can't see it under the shirt. I ain't showing it. Fuck you. Good to see you, man. Would you play Stroud over Josh Allen against the Jets this week? I actually would. I think that it's a good matchup. Even though he's missing some of his guys, I do think Stroud is still a top 10, barely top 10 QB this week. Josh Allen might find himself outside of that. It's just that whole offense it's been rough trying to start him. He just hasn't been the same. He's not the same without, his guys that he lost. Gabe Davis, and of course, Stephon Diggs. Yeah, I'm playing Stroud over Josh Allen. The Jets defense is legit. Finally get to put A.J. Brown, no more IR. I mean, you got to start him, right? Of course you're starting A.J. Brown. Always. What's up, Mr. Meza, Alejandro, Cooper, or Downs? I've been back and forth on this. Now that we know for sure that Anthony Richardson is playing, I think he's going to play, but it's going to be a little bit ginger and And I ain't talking Andy Dalton. Whoa. Anyway, um, God, I feel like this is one of those weeks where Cooper gets it done. I don't really have an exact science on that or reason. It's like he's due. He's due another. He always does this. This always happens, even under this offense. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, Deshaun Watson is terrible." It's not necessarily that Deshaun Watson is terrible. It's that the Browns are where offenses go to die. It's just what it is. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. So let me pull up something here. I mean, they're going to need to score because okay, so Philadelphia's got both their starting wide receivers back. They're at full health right now, which means they're going to be scoring a lot of points. So even if it's in garbage time, I like Amari Cooper. I think this is the week that he does it. Even like I said, even if it's just in garbage time, I think this is he finally gets one. He'll get a touchdown this week. So I'm going Cooper in that matchup. Downs, it's like okay. So if we find out like all of a sudden Pittman is out after all, even though it's like, oh, he's gonna go on IR, and then all of a sudden he's not on the fucking injury list at all with zero designation, and then he's got a question mark or a questionable, then back to no designation, and now it's like in some places he's questionable, in some places he has no designation. We don't know what the fuck's going on yet, but when we do, that'll help determine that a little bit better. I would say if there's no Pittman, I'm starting Downs over Cooper, just because someone's got to be catching passes there, and Downs has been he's on fire. He's been on fire since he's been in the league. Honestly, he's got better and better last season until he was just like doing better than even the Pittman, and we're seeing again this season. As soon as he gets back in, boom, he's hitting it. He's taking all that shit away from Alec Pierce. Not all of it, because Pierce is doing all right too. But I think Downs gets a lot of that. So a slight edge over Cooper if Pittman is out, but if Pittman plays, give me Amari Cooper. All right, there you go. Gus says 8 minutes ago we had 420 in East Africa and East Europe. Nice. It's like Cody. All right, I'll call you Cody, not Cody. Cody. It's cool. I like it. It's an interesting spelling take on the name. I'm fine with it. I think it's great. Interception. There you go. God, Lawrence sucks. Should I risk James Cook Monday or fire up Chase Brown? Oh, jeez. Excuse me. Here's what I'd say to do. If you can get Ray Davis, okay, if you've got room and you can get Ray Davis in there, if he's available, pick up Ray Davis. And then I really don't think Cook is going to play. From what I'm hearing, he's not. But then again, we've had that happen before where some people have been doubtful. Like, I think a few weeks ago, like Debo was one of them, or like this whole shit with Pittman. We don't know. But from what I'm hearing, as of right now, it doesn't sound like Cook is going to play. So then the question is, would I rather have Ray Davis or Chase Brown? If Ray Davis is in there, chances are he's not going to be sharing the backfield as much as he would as Chase Brown would be. The Jets, let me pull this up because I want to make sure that I'm not talking out of turn here. Let's take a look. Give me just a sec. I mean, the Jets defense is great, but they're not as good against the run as they are against the pass. So Sorry, I got to relight this. On the other hand, just because Chase Brown is splitting it, against the Giants, it's a much better matchup, of course. But really, honestly, the Giants are more susceptible to the air than they are on the ground. And Moss is getting more targets than Chase Brown. He's getting more of the passing game work. So I just don't think that bodes well for Chase Brown this week. He's got a quadricep issue. He's questionable. It's like I think that he plays, but hold on, I'm just looking at it. Man, that's a tough one. Go with Brown. Just start him up because I know that Cook's not going to play. We know that. It does not look like he's going to play. I'd rather start up Chase Brown than try to do Ray Davis against the Jets. The Jets, offense. Their defense overall is really good. I know they're more hard to throw against than they are to run against, but it's still pretty hard to run against. So, and they might be using a combination. They may not be. It may not be just Davis. They might get Ty Johnson in there as well. So, I think it's going to be. There's just, I know I'm kind of going back on what I said about that, but this is what we do. We look at the information, we evaluate, and we go, well, on second thought, actually, when I'm looking at it, I kind of like Chase Brown a little bit more than Ray Davis. I would, if Cook plays, I would love it to play him instead, but I don't think he's gonna. So, because I don't think he's going to, go ahead and put Brown in there. It's not gonna be a bad showing, but it's. I think you have a better floor than you do with Ray Davis, and I don't think the ceiling's all that much different either. He did that fumble, but London is a Jags home field. Oh, he thought the football move was made. All right. I don't know. It was close. Brown or Downs at the flex spot. I'm going to go with the same thing I said before. And that's if Pittman's playing, Brown. If he's not playing, Downs. It's that close. Sup, Evan? Evan Gittleman. That's a cool name. Need defense help. Raiders, Bengals, Titans, or Colts. Hey, halftime's coming up, and I'm going to be going over my streaming defenses. But between those ones, I like the Colts defense this week. I would say Colts or Titans. I like them both. I like the Colts a little bit more because Will Levis, is giving away interceptions like Oprah gives away cars. It's just here's one for you, and you get one, and you get an interception, and you guys get some points. So yeah, I give me the Colts this week out of all of those. I actually am going to talk about that a little bit more later as well. Ray Davis not available. Well, then there you go. Then don't worry about it. Put Brown in there. That answers your question. Evan's got another one here. Pick one half-point PPR. Najee, Wandale, or Jameson Williams. Jalen Warren is back, so that hurts Najee. Also, Najee's just been so bad. I feel like I bench him, and then he scores 2 touchdowns. Tough spot here. Yeah, no, I get that. And the thing is, Najee's not been as bad as people think that he has. If you really look at, how he's been, no one's expecting him to be an RB1 for fuck's sake. Or really even a high-level RB2. We're looking at a low-level RB2, high-level RB3 numbers for Najee is what we were predicting going into this season. That's about what he's getting, especially in PPR. He is getting a lot of targets. I know that Warren's coming back, but Warren hasn't really even done that much either. The offense has been going more to Najee. It's not a great start. He's going to give you an average about 10 fantasy points in half point PPR. And that ain't going to get the job. I'm going to go with JMO on this one. Well, okay. I mean, Wandale's not a bad play either. Against the Bengals, they're going to have to throw. I think that Slayton has kind of always been that go-to guy for Daniel Jones. And Wandale, he'll have his ups and downs. I like him. But, I'd rather have Slayton. I mean, it's really between Wandale and Jameson Williams for me. And like I said, I think it's going to be a Sam Laporta and Amon-Ra kind of a game. And the Bengals are going to force the Giants into having to throw. Slayton had a good game last week. And I know that he's someone that, Daniel Jones has relied upon in the past. And that's what makes me think that that's not going to go away. That's something that is going to continue. Wan'Dale Robinson has been pretty consistent. He's got, over the last 2 weeks, dude's got fucking 23 targets. So, I mean, I can't get away from that either. He's been producing. So, yeah, give me Wan'Dale Robinson this week, just barely over JMO. Damn good question. Everybody smash that like button and subscribe. And Tyrant we trust. Hey, you're right, Matt. That's a good point. Smash the like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't. It's not that hard. Some people think if you subscribe, you got to pay some money. You got to pay any money to subscribe to my channel. It's free. All it does is it says, oh, this guy likes this. I like this guy's channel. We're going to, YouTube goes, well, here's some more of this guy. That's all it is. It's just, it helps me get out there to a wider audience so that I can continue doing this and so I can continue to help you. It's so simple. Hit like, hit subscribe. If I help you out, that's all you got to do. I'm not even asking you for any money. Hey, but if you want one-on-one fantasy advice, if you want me to go over your all your teams like I do at fucking 4 a.m, when I should be sleeping, pouring over people's lists where they got 20 fucking teams. And I love you, Carolyn. Yeah, sign up with me on Patreon. The link is there in the description. But hey, or you could just come to the show and ask me some questions if you want to get it for free. $5 a month ain't much, but hey, the debt economy is not all that great right now. So I get it. If you need to save on that and you just want to come here, ask questions, ask me your questions. It's good. But if you like, what you're seeing, if you're coming here and you're getting some good answers, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button. I want to get up to at least 700 subscribers before the end of the year. I think it's easily done. I think we could do it before the end of next month, or maybe even this month. We'll see. So anyway, thank you very much, Matt, for that. It's important, and thank you for all of your support, everyone. Anyway, let's continue on. Peyton Manning. That's where I'm on. Peyton Manning. Let me know how far behind I might be with my streaming and this whole thing. Minute by minute, how many commercials am I behind? Whatever, doesn't matter. All right, Nick, Daniels versus Baltimore, Jordan Love versus Arizona. I love me some Jordan Love. Give me Jordan Love barely over Daniels. Baltimore could give Daniels a little bit of trouble. So I don't think he's going to find so many. I don't think Jordan Love's going to find so much trouble against Arizona. And then Cody asks, would you go Kyler against Green Bay or Baker versus a Spencer Rattler-led New Orleans? See, that's the thing, is like the defense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is a start for me this week. I'll get more into that here in a little bit because we're almost at halftime. Damn. Time's flying by. Um, it, but here's the thing: is I think okay, so Bucky Irving's going to start this week, and I think that he's going to tear some shit up. I think Lattimore's gonna handle Evans. I think that Godwin's gonna get some. Kate Otten might get some, but I don't think Baker has one of those blow it up kind of games. However, Green Bay's defense is quietly been really, really good. So and Kyler's been inconsistent. Sorry, I got a little allergy shit going on. Yeah, Kyler's been inconsistent. So I'm going to give the slight edge to Baker this week. There you go. All right. So we're, like I said, we're almost at halftime now. I'm going to light this J back up. Get some questions there in the comments, but I am going to go over here in just a little bit. Once we hit halftime, I'm going to go over my sleepers, my deep dives, my streaming defenses and streaming kickers. So stick around for that. The meat, the meat of my show, my big meat. Anyway. God, it stayed really nice here. Jesus. Beautiful day here in England. I'm gonna oh man. Yeah, like I said earlier, they won't let me in the stadium because they don't have a ticket. So I'm out here sitting outside of Tottenham. What is it? Whoa, what did I say? Tottenham Hotspur. How come, like, what the fuck? Outside the stadium, chilling, watching my TV, watching this game with the rest of you. 40 seconds left in the half. Let me know how far behind this is if I am. If I'm right on with you guys, cool. Good. I'm glad. We're watching this together. So 40 seconds left, 3rd and 5. Here it goes. Caleb Williams over the middle. He's got his man right there, Mr. Keenan Allen. KA. See, there's a more proper Ditka. He doesn't have a goddamn fucking man bun. Am I the only one who saw that? The Ditka with the man bun? That was gross. One time, like, I said something was gross to this guy who was asking advice. And he's like, are you a grown man who said you used the word gross? I'm not going to listen to you anymore. What a fucking weird deal breaker that is. Damn. He must be fun on a fucking date. Jesus. Anyway. But no, seriously. Right. Yeah, as usual with these London games. Well, it's not always this way, but a lot of times, especially when you're talking about the Bears and the Jags, this is predictable, right? 7-3. Oh, gee. Here we go. It's probably going to be 7-6. I mean, 10-3. Sorry. Probably going to be 10-3. But yeah. Cody's got another one here. Before we get halftime, I'll go ahead and answer that. And this will be the last question I answer before halftime. I'm going to go into my usual show stuff, my sleepers, my deep dives, my streamers this week. But let's answer this real quick for Cody. Tough flex. Pittman banged up, yeah. Quentin Johnson after a bye week, or risk Xavier Hutchinson replacing Collins. If Pittman plays, I'm playing Pittman out of that. If he doesn't, give me Hutchinson. Tank Dell hasn't quite been his Tank Deli self this season. Hutchinson's been eating into it. Hutchinson's getting a lot of hype. I'm big on John Mechie. I don't know why he's not been getting any attention or work. Wonder if they're like putting Hutchinson out there as like a decoy, and then they end up really just going with Mechie, which is wishful thinking because they got Mechie in a lot of Dynasty. But yeah, if Pittman plays, I'm playing Pittman. Simple as that. Quentin Johnston, that might be. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Pittman if he plays. If not, let's go Quentin Johnston. I mean, just barely over Hutchinson. I mean, if Hutchinson's playing the number three back, I mean, three wide receiver, what is he really going to get? It's pretty damn risky. And Quentin Johnston's been showing us that this season he's putting it together. Like everyone's like, oh, what? The rookie wide receiver didn't do shit. He's a fucking bust. Dude, some people need a year to fucking put it together. And we're seeing. I was actually one of the guys who was big on Johnston coming into the season. I said, don't sleep on this guy. Everyone's talking about Lad McConkey. That's two touchdowns for Komet. Well, fuck everything that I said before. Komet is the hottest tight end out there. Go get him right now. He's gonna have these weeks. And this is how the tight ends go. Just like Likely, every few games, but you don't know which one it is. I like Komet's talent, but it's got to be consistent. Could we start seeing that consistency this season? We might. Tight ends always take like 2 or 3 years to do it. This could be it. We could be seeing it. It could be like, as it goes on. If we see another week or two of consistent play from this guy, I'm like, you got to put him in and set him and forget him. Anyway, let's go back to Johnston. He didn't have a good game against Kansas City. They've got a pretty good defense against the pass. But yeah, I mean, Quentin Johnston was someone that, like I said, I thought coming in this year, he was underrated. And that's proven to be true. So yeah, give me Quentin Johnston if Pittman's out. If Pittman plays, play Pittman. Caleb with 57 yards rushing in the first half. Isn't that what we want to see, right? Johnson may get Surtain though, and that's the only real concern. But is he going to get him? Who's going to get Surtain? I don't think that Surtain's going to shadow anybody. That's the thing. I think that they play around with their wide receivers. Hold on, let me check something out here. I just want to make out the matchup, right? Because I think I do, and that'll help. If I'm absolutely correct about this, that makes my decision for me here. Okay, so like I said, I don't think. Oh shit, things are freezing up. I bet now. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think he's going to stick with one guy. I think he's going to kind of go back and forth. But if he does, he might be actually sticking more with Lad McConkey than he does Johnston. So I don't think it's a bad week for Johnston. So that's why I'm like, yeah, if Pittman starts, I'm starting him over Johnston. I'll take the chance with Johnston because, again, I don't think that Surtain's going to shadow him. So give me Johnston in that one. I switched to Komet from Kincaid last second. Nicely done. Not predictable, gutsy, but hey, sometimes you got to do that. Good morning, y'all. What's up, Richard? Just in time for half. And the Bears score a touchdown. Another one, 2 from Komet. The first half, this guy's turned into a stud. Okay, so 14-3. The Bears have got it. They're playing as if they're the hometown, but for whatever reason, London has chosen the Jags as their team. So it's kind of like a letdown for them if the fucking Jags don't get back into it. Too bad I sat Komet. Yeah. I started him in some leagues, but it's a crapshoot. It just depends on who else you have. It's but anyway, we got to start looking, of course, into starting him. I knew it'd eventually be the guy, but like I said, I'd rather, I want to, when it comes to certain guys, I want to wait and see. And when they start hitting, then you start playing them. Komet's that guy. And maybe we start playing him now. So, anyway, we are now at halftime, ladies and gentlemen. We've reached the big meat part of the Tinker Stinker Power Hour, the Tinker Stinker Power 3 hours. But unfortunately, we don't have as many people as I thought we would. It's unfortunate, but it's okay because people have. I guess a lot of people just didn't realize. We got a show going this early. They're used to me doing it in like what, 40 minutes from now. Maybe I should do my stuff then, but whatever. They want to come on just for the fucking advice anyway. So there we go. Hey, now it's time, for me to go over my sleepers, which apparently is like my strength. My strength is my sleepers. It's been that way this year. Interesting. My sleepers have been fucking solid. My streamers has been solid this season. Over 70% accuracy rate, which is pretty good if you look into the metrics of your average analyst. So let's here's to you guys and gals. All right. So let's go over my sleepers. And this week at running back, I like me some Tyrant Tracy. Hey, if you play in Dynasty, you already know his name. He's definitely the running back for the future for the Giants. But with Devin Singletary out, he's the running back to play today, especially if you're facing injury woes or the bye week blues. Last week, in Singletary's absence, against a pretty good Seahawks D, Tracy scored 13 and a half fantasy points without needing a touchdown. He ran for 129 yards off of 18 carries. Caught a pass, too. That always helps, especially in PPR. All right? I don't think he's going to be a prolific pass catcher, per se, but, that helps. Now, this week, he gets a Bengals D who's weak against the run and, well, pretty much weak in general. That whole defense is about as effective as a tissue paper condom. All right? So, yeah, I like playing Tracy against him. I like playing a lot of the Giants this week, and I'll get into that a little bit more later. I already talked a little bit about that. I like Wan'Dale Robinson. I like Darius Slayton. I like Tyrone Tracy as well. Now, they're allowing the 12th most fantasy points to opposing running backs on the season. Of course, like I said, no neighbors in the lineup, so expect the Giants to continue to feed their other players, including Tracy. Who I have close to 20 touches once again, and he might hit pay dirt this week, and that'll make him right on the cusp of an RB1. He's at least worth flex consideration, don't you think? I do. Yeah. So there you go. At wide receiver, move right along. At wide receiver this week, I like Jalen Tolbert. Now, this guy was my overall double deep danger dive of the whole damn season. And I think it's been turning out pretty good so far. He's currently sitting within the top 35 at the wide receiver position. And last week, with Brandon Cooks out, he played the wide receiver 2 part to perfection in that Cowboys offense, catching 7 of 10 targets, getting season highs for both those for 87 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, good enough for the wide receiver 12 last week. So, yeah, I think I did pretty good with my double deep danger dive of the season. And this week, yeah, he's a sleeper. He might be my best double deep danger dive yet, honestly. Yeah. He's getting wide receiver 1 like production with no Brandon Cooks. And that could be the case once again this week, because Brandon Cooks is once again out. So I think it's a much better matchup and a game where we expect a lot of fantasy points all around. So I expect another top 20 effort at least from Tolbert. The Lions are surrendering the 4th most fantasy points to wide receivers in fantasy land, and it's easy to see why. Their potent offense and the D is mediocre at best. So teams need to score a lot, and they're able to. The Lions play well against the run, but but they can be had in the air. And of course, CeeDee Lamb's going to get his. Their defense is going to try to keep him in check, and that's going to leave Tolbert open for more catches, for more. That way you can have another big fantasy day. I think he does it this week. So if you need a bye week flex filler, you could certainly do worse, but don't do that. Do better instead. Go get him. QB, quarterback, yeah. Justin Fields. Now, hey, before you go switching off of here and to one of those other fucking jerks and the dumb fucking channels, okay? Hear me out. This season, Fields has been a top 10 fantasy quarterback. Look it up. I'll wait. Let me take a beer swig here. Yeah, see? Top 10 quarterback. Isn't that crazy? Fucking nuts. Now, of course, yeah, as you can see, a lot. Look, 2 people already left because look, 2 people are like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you, I ain't starting Justin Fields, you fucking hack. What are you talking about? Telling me to start Justin Fields. Kiss my ass. Hey, come back here. Listen to why, damn it. I hate when people do that. Anyway, yeah, here's the thing. He could be knocking on top 10 points this week because he's going against the Colts bullshit D. He's definitely serviceable. And like I said, he's been a top 10 quarterback this season so far. He's, the fucking Raiders are fucking shit ass defense. So I ain't worried about them. Now he's averaging about 10 rushes per game. So there you go. Even if his passing numbers aren't up to snuff, he can give you the ugliest 20 points you've ever fucking seen. But you'll take it, right? I consider him over Anthony Richardson, who'll probably play, but not be 100%. You may be now here, you're out there, you're leaving, look at another guy comes back, another person leaves, and fuck you. Hey, you think I'm crazy? You may be right. I may be crazy, but it might just be a lunatic you're looking for. All right? I hope Billy Joel doesn't sue me for that one. Anyway, let's go to tight end. We got Zach Ertz. All right. Ben Sinnott's going to be the tight end of the future for the Commanders, but like I said in the preseason, rookie tight end, and I said it earlier today too, even, rookie tight ends don't usually start penning out until about the 3rd year. Okay. Sinnott might do it earlier, but it remains to be seen still. Okay. So until then, Ertz is the guy, and since the tight end pool right now is a jumbled mess of garbage with Komet now being fucking, who knows what the fuck's going to happen with this? Having a solid, tight end week to week is hard to find. Okay. But when you find someone, yes, Ertz is, he's the tight end 16, which actually is not that bad if you consider the fact that he was drafted as like the tight end 25 or worse. That now, with all the bye week stuff, the injuries, the fucking weird shit going on at tight end, that actually makes him startable in decent matchups as a fill-in for bye week. So this week, he's got one of those good matchups against the Ravens. They're giving up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Okay. Now, Commanders are also going to be without Brian Robinson this week. So now I do think Eckler's going to have a good game as well. He's another candidate for a running back sleeper this week, Austin Eckler. But I think that Jaden Daniels is going to throw a lot more short passes as well. And a lot of those, they're going to go to Zach Ertz. I think that McLaurin has a good game, but I think Zach Ertz might be the 2nd most targeted player for Daniels in that game. Eckler could get his as well. Eckler, of course, we know is a prolific pass catching back. So we're going to get a lot of that, but I like Zach Ertz as being kind of the security blanket. He's been getting consistent targets and everything. So, I mean, I like him this week. This is a defense that can be had as far as the tight end position goes with the Ravens. So I think that Daniels is probably going to rush a little bit more. So the Ravens are going to try to bottle him up, right? So as he's kind of on his run, they're going to try to get him. He's going to get that pass off to Ertz, right? That's what I see. I see a lot of that kind of thing happening. Okay. So I think Ertz is a good start this week, especially in tight end premium. I think, I'd like to see that shit all fucking day. PPR, tight end premium. Yeah. Little dinks and dunks to him all day. Love it. Okay. Ertz could have his biggest game of the season. I think he does. Could be money this week. Might not be huge. It's tight end position. You'll take what you can get, right? Yeah. So there you go. There's your tight end streamer for the week, or start, sleeper, whatever. Now we go on to my double deep danger dive of the week. Here we go. I like me some Jalen Polk. Hey, looks like Drake May era is about to begin in New England. And while I don't know how long his reign's gonna be as the starting QB for the Pats, well, we do know that he's starting this week against the Texans. And while I don't expect May to necessarily light it up, he's going to need to throw the ball as the Texans know how to score in bunches. Even without Nico Collins, I think they'll be able to do it. So, Patriots are going to need to answer back. And without Ramondre Stevenson in there, they don't really have the running game to rely on. I'm not big on Gibson. I think that's going to be a lot more passing. I think that May's going to, I think Hunter Henry is another good candidate for a tight end sleeper. So this week, because I think that, he could be the security blanket kind of thing for Drake May. But Drake May in the offseason, there's been talk of him and Jalen Polk, getting along together, having a good, a couple of rookies having a good preseason together. And I think that that kind of connection, them playing in the second string, so to speak, that might help solidify Jalen Polk, who's now considered the top wide receiver in on that team. I mean, I know that excuse me, I am a little throat issue here. I apologize for that. So, all right. So Jalen Polk is considered the wide receiver one for the Pats. I know we got Demario Douglas in there too, and I do believe that Kendrick Bourne makes his way back in this week as well. However, like I said, I think there's a little bit of a connection there between Drake May and Polk. I think it's like the second string guys where basically his connections, Polk and Baker. Those were the guys that he was connecting with. And Polk's going to be getting a much higher snap percentage than Baker's going to. So I like Polk as a possible sneaky play this week. Absolutely. So let's see. Let me look at this here. Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at yeah. Now, like I was saying earlier, you got all these different wide receivers. The wide receiver pecking order for the Pats is about as comprehensible as Joe Biden on an ether binge. Sure, I'll give you that. But I do think that if any, excuse me, if anyone, oh shit, sorry, the game's on. I'm kind of distracted here as well. And we just had a defensive play there by the Bears. They're fucking taking them apart. Who was that? Who got that? Sorry, I'm sure we're all watching the game too. It's Hicks and then Tremaine Edmonds. Was that it? Yeah, I've got him starting in one of my in my IDP leagues. That's gonna help. Anyway, sorry about that. Let's get back to this real quick. I know the halftime isn't long enough for me to get through all of this, but I'm gonna get through all of it anyway, and then I'll get back to your questions down there. I see them. I see them popping up. Don't worry. All right. Anyway, where was I? Something about the pecking order of the Pats about as comprehensible as Joe Biden on the ether bench. Haha. I said it again. It's funny. Just trust me. Even if you don't know what that means, it's funny. Now Polk was targeted 13 times over the past 2 weeks. It hasn't amounted to much production, but May has to be better throwing the ball than Jacoby Brissett, right? Fuck, he can't be much worse. So I think it's going to be better for all involved. And Polk's going to be the main beneficiary at wide receiver for the Patriots. The Texans are weak against the pass. The Pats will need to score a lot. So as long as 2 and 2 are still equal 4, well, geez, Polk could be a sneaky start this week. There you go. I recommend them for deep leagues, or if you're super riddled with injury and you're desperate at that position, I think it's also a nice cheap DFS play, especially in tournaments, because not a lot of people are going to be drafting him. So I think it could be a really sneaky play, especially in tournaments and DFS. Jalen Polk, my double deep danger dive of the week. I've been good on these guys. Keep an eye on it. All right. Now we'll move on to my streaming defenses as we watch the game. Of course, we're distracted by that, but it's all right. No problem. We'll go into streaming defenses because here's the deal. So when I draft my teams, I will draft a lot of running backs and wide receivers, in the later rounds and wait until the last second to get my kickers and defenses. In fact, sometimes I won't even get a kicker in the draft at all. I will get somebody who I could put on the IR for a little bit like a Jordan Brooks this season. I was doing that a lot, putting them on the IR and then picking up my kicker, or like getting a bunch of guys and trading in a 2-for-1, open up a spot on my team, get a kicker, whatever. And I've been streaming them because really it's kind of a crapshoot, especially with kickers. Yeah, you can have the best kickers out there and they're going to be consistent, but like pretty much the difference between like the number 1 kicker and the number 20 kicker is like 5-6 points or some fucking crazy thing like that. There just isn't much of a difference. So I don't really give a fuck about drafting them as much. Streaming is where it goes for defenses and kickers. So that's why this kind of thing is important. And that's why we're getting into it. So here we go. Tampa Bay. We're starting with defenses, all right? Tampa Bay. Now, they've not been a great D this season, but this is all about being opportunistic. The Saints are sloppy, and it gets even worse this week as they'll be starting rookie Spencer Rattler at QB. Now, we don't know what this kid's going to do in the NFL, but I almost guarantee he ain't going to blow the doors open, all right? I'm sure that he'll make some blunders and that the offense will struggle to score. Outside of Kamara and maybe Olave, as I was saying earlier, I don't see much coming out of that offense. Kamara's going to be the check down Charlie, but that doesn't necessarily translate to big plays and big points. Nice, for PPR Kamara owners, but I think this opens up an opportunity to start the Bucs D, who has been getting healthier and vastly improved over the past couple weeks as a result. And this is an opportunistic start, like I said. A lot of people have caught on, so they might not be available. And if they're not available, take a look at the Indianapolis Colts. Now they've got a date with Will Levis and the Titans this week. So while they haven't been as good in fantasy at the Colts, as we've expected, or at least that I expected, I had them, I believe, as a top 10 defense this season. They've been usable in good matchups. And I think they'll probably regress to that top 10 area as the season goes on, as their offense gets healthier, et cetera, et cetera. Now, Will Levis has thrown 6 picks over his first 4 games this season. There's nothing about this offense that scares me. And with Andy Dalton making the Panthers less of a dumpster fire, the Titans may have the worst offense. Oh, wait, the Raiders. Fuck. All right, second worst offense. Now, the Colts may have some playmakers, and I think that they make some plays this week. If despite the fact, I'm on defense. Is what I mean. So if you need a spot start at defense, I like the Colts this week. Finally, for my defensive streamers, Green Bay. The Packers have quietly been the second highest scoring fantasy defense so far this season, and they're only owning 46% of leagues. What the hell, people? Come on. That's fucking wild. Zona isn't exactly a matchup that has me salivating, but Green Bay has been a solid fantasy D, regardless of matchup. It's not a bad matchup. Kyler Murray's a Jekyll and Hyde kind of player, and this week on the road in Lambeau Field, where it's likely to be raining, he could have another Hyde kind of week. All right. This will be less of a high-scoring game than one that then you'd think between these two teams, both defenses, I think, are startable in this one. Pick up the Packers, and if they have another good week, you might want to hang on to them. Because, like I said, they've been the second best fantasy defense in football. So, hey, you might score there. It's not bad. So, yeah, take Green Bay. Look at their matchups in the future. You might want to keep them. You could even trade them. I don't know. I love streaming defenses, but if you could pick up one that's been consistent, hey, stick with it. Why not? Now, let's talk about kickers. Austin Seibert might not be a household name just yet, but he's been perfect this season, going 12 for 12 on field goals. He's got the sixth most fantasy points for kickers this season, but only owned in 25% of leagues because a lot of people didn't think the Commanders were going to be all that great this season. But Jaden Daniels is the guy. He's the truth. So we love him. My voice is getting super rough. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Must be from not sleeping at all. Pardon me. Excuse me. All right, here we go. So the Commanders might get stopped a time or two at the goal line with Brian Robinson out, and that means easy points for Seibert, right? So if you need a kicker, go and pick him up. Or Nick Folks, another good choice this week. He's got a great matchup. Sorry, I'm looking at the game. Flag on the play. All right. Well, they're talking about that flag. All right. Let's talk about Nick Folk. The Colts should get some red zone stops against the anemic Titans offense. So likely that'll be opportunities for Folk, who scored 24 fantasy points week 4 before going on the bye. From a fucking kicker, 24 points? Yeah, I'll take that shit any day. Dude has only missed one field goal since the beginning of last season. Yeah, I know the Titans don't score a lot, but that's still clutch as fuck. Now he got dropped a lot because of the Titans being on the bye. So go ahead and pick him back up. He's almost guaranteed to be available in your league. If you don't like that option, hell, I'll give you a third one. Chris Boswell this week against the Raiders. I don't think this is going to be an offensive spectacular with many drives stopping short of the end zone. Excuse me, and that's going to result in a lot of field goals. Kicker is always a crapshoot, but I think it's hard to miss with Boswell this week. And Keenan Allen catches a touchdown. Just as we're giving up on Keenan Allen, just as we're like, yeah, fuck Keenan Allen, he scores a touchdown. I hate these goddamn London games. They're always like, hey, let's do everything that like is not the norm. Let's fuck everybody's fantasy team up. That's fun. Jesus. I didn't really take him a lot of Keenan Allen this season. I just thought talk about crapshoots. Jesus. There's no consistency. Yeah, do your fucking heroin, Caleb Williams. I know it's ice in the veins, but it always looks like someone's like shooting up. Like, oh man. Ugh. Anyway. So not that I would know about that, but not my thing. The weed is good enough for me. Anyway, let's get back to this. So I like Chris Boswell this week against Raiders. I don't think that it's going to be like a huge offensive game. So yeah, I think there's going to be some stops. There's going to be some kicks that have to be made. Raiders give up the 5th most fantasy points to kickers, and Boswell has been a top 5 kicker this season. So yeah, a lot of that's been because of a huge week 1, but he hasn't been a slouch in any game this season. And I expect another double-digit day from Boswell. So there you go. There's everything. You got your sleepers, deep dive, streaming kickers, streaming defenses. That is that. The meat of the program is finished. So let's go back to all these questions here, and I will answer them as we go along. We're on a break right now, so it's perfect. So here we go. Richard, is Tracy a good starter? Stay with Slayton and Dobbins. PPR league. I think Tracy is a good start, but if you're going to start Slayton, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, so to speak. And Dobbins is solid enough to where I'm okay having him in there. He's been running well. That I will say though that our offense just does not look all that great. Where the fuck did my sorry, I've got some stats and things up and they are all disappearing on me, so bear with me here. Okay. Let me look at something. Give me just a second. Now, the only problem with Dobbins is that it isn't the world's greatest matchup against Denver. Denver can be had. They're not. It's mediocre. I wouldn't say it's terrible. I think that Dobbins could still get it done. The problem is that offenses look so bad. So it's like, I think Dobbins is a fine play, but is he really? And that's why you asked the question. I think Tracy's a better play than Dobbins. So the only reason why I was thinking, okay, you want to go with Slayton and Dobbins is because, well, you don't want all your eggs in one basket. However, I almost want to go with Tracy and then see what else you could possibly do. Let me know what else is available for you other than Slayton. But I mean, if you got to start Tracy and Slayton, I think you do it. I think that they need to score a lot of points against the Bengals. So there you go. I told you. You asked me this shit last night. I said, let me look into some things, and I'll give you my full answers in the morning. And I might change my mind. Well, I changed my mind. I'm okay with playing Tracy and Slayton. Okay, pick 2 standard league: Gibbs or Montgomery versus Dallas, or Hall versus Buffalo. Well, I'm going Hall versus Buffalo. I think that they get that going. I think Brees Hall needs to get going. I think Ulbricht's going to come in and say, yeah, let's get our best guys going. And then you start Gibbs. I think okay, so I think that as far as the floor goes, Monty might have a higher floor just because what if this does, what if they do split the backfield between Hall and Allen? But it's just like I said, Ulbrich is needing to set a standard that he's going to stick with his studs, stick with his guys. And Brees Hall is a fucking stud. He's a stud running back. So why would they go with something else? Doesn't make any sense. And I think that there's plenty of touches to be had for both of them. So I'm gonna go Brees Hall. I'm gonna go Gibbs. Monty just got paid, which is good. But Gibbs is the guy there. Dallas, let me look at something real quick. Yeah, Dallas can be had on the ground, though. I mean, that's a good point. I can't sit Brees Hall on this one. There's just too much of a blow up factor with this guy. And like I said, Buffalo is they're giving up the most points to running backs. I can't sit Brees Hall on this, and I ain't sitting Gibbs over Monty. So if I had to pick 2, yeah, I'm going Gibbs. I'm going Brees. Richard, so ETN's not startable, right? Let's see how the rest of this game goes. I'm not dropping them. But I think we're not starting them for the foreseeable future unless we see some big changes here. I mean, what the fuck? They're going with everybody else. They got Bigsby, they got what the hell? This is so frustrating because I'm an ETN apologist. The guy does fine. Why? What the? Jesus Christ, dude! What'd you do? It's terrible. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're holding on to him, but unless you have to, I can't start him. I don't know. I don't know if we're starting Bigsby yet either. I don't think so. I don't think we're starting Bigsby yet either. I think part of it also has to do with just this offense sucks. Lawrence sucks. I think that the wide receivers will get theirs because, they're going to need to put up points. They're going to need to throw all the time. I don't think I could trust any of the running backs right now for the Jags. They're cutting into each other's work, and they're not getting as much work as they could because the fucking offense sucks. Because look at that. Trevor Lawrence is like, oops, I'm Trevor Lawrence. Oops. Oh no. I'm still getting millions. Go fuck yourself. Fucking Trevor Lawrence. He said that coming into the league. He's like, he doesn't give a fuck about anything. He's just laid back. Whatever. I'm in the NFL. Who cares? Fucking Trevor Lawrence. Look at that. Yeah. These guys with their Trevor Lawrence fucking wigs. Dude's a fucking schmo. Anyway. So yeah, I think that at this point we're benching ETN. We're benching Bigsby until we see some change in this offense or some reason to start him. How can you? How can you? Or Njoku. There's talk about anemic offenses. There's no reason to fucking trust that the Browns will do anything. Could Njoku have a big game? Yeah, he could. He's always capable of having a big game. Njoku is always capable. And once in a while, he'll have that big game, and you're like, why am I not starting him every week? And then the next week, he doesn't do shit, and you find out why. Schultz hasn't done anything this season either. However, excuse me, sorry. One thing that I'm going to say about Schultz is without Nico Collins, they're going to go to other guys. He has an established rapport, a good established rapport with CJ Stroud. So, look at something here. Give me a second. I'll take care of the frog in my throat, won't it? Okay. Yeah, I think without Nico Collins, it could be possible that he gets more this week. Because, again, Njoku just like last season, and then pretty much any other season with Njoku, it's been, feast or famine, right? Well, it's been nothing but famine this season. And that's for the whole goddamn Browns offense. Yeah, Amari Cooper, I do think he's going to have one good game every 3 or 4 games. I think that's this week. But I can't start anybody else there. Fuck. Go with Schultz. Slayton or Downs. If Pittman starts, Slayton. If Pittman sits, Downs. Buffalo or Texans defense. I really like the Texans defense this week. I know that like coming into it, I know you specifically, or wait, no, not you. Who was it? Not you, but someone else was big on I think it was Nick. I think Nick was really big on the Texans defense this season. I actually had them ranked pretty well, and they haven't been doing too much. But I think this week that they really can. Going up against a rookie quarterback, I gotta like Houston's defense this week. I think Buffalo's defense is a good choice, but again, they're going to go to their studs. They're going to go back to, solid football. That's what always happens when you got the interim coach coming in, like the Jets have, because we all know who was the one that made that fucking happen. The reason why Saleh got fired. We all know who calls the shots. All right. It's Aaron Rodgers. That's why he had them get Lazard. And that's why Lazard has been the guy and not so much Wilson, although Garrett Wilson's a great player. Well, I think that, Ulbricht's going to come in and say, no, we're going to get some going to Wilson. We're going to get our guys going. We're going to get Brees Hall. We're going to get this offense pumping. They're going to have one of those, like, honeymoon games, right? And blow the doors off of Buffalo. I could see that absolutely happening. So even though Buffalo on paper, it looks like a good matchup, hard to trust. And of course, Gabe Davis is the one who gets the touchdown, not Brian Thomas, not Christian Kirk, not Evan Ingram, not Travis Etienne, not Tank Bigsby, but Gabe Davis. God damn it. Fuck. Packers defense is taken in all my leagues. Well, then you're in a lot of good leagues with savvy guys. What can I tell you? I gave you 2 other options, though. If you don't have any of those and you need a streaming defense, ask me. I can come up with some other guys for you. No problem. Some other defenses. All right, standard league. Tank Dell, Wicks, or Pittman. Pick 2. It's simple. If Pittman sits, there's your answer. It's easy. If Pittman plays, you're going Pittman. You go in Tank Dell. I think Wicks could have a really good week. I like playing him in DFS as a sneaky kind of play. I think if you don't have any other good options and you need to pick up Wicks and start him, I think he's a good plug and play option. But I think Tank Dell being the number 2 there for Houston, I think Stroud's, the thing about Tank Dell and what a lot of people don't really understand. This is something I was saying when Tank Dell came into the league. He was handpicked. Okay. He was handpicked by Stroud. Stroud said, I want this guy. Okay. And they got him. And that's why I said coming into it, I'm like, guy's handpicked. This dude's got some talent. Look at his stats. Look at his numbers. Look at his metrics. Okay. He wasn't, a high draft pick, but he was handpicked for this team by Stroud as the number 2 wide receiver right now with Collins out. I like, what Tank Dell can do. And like I said, if Pittman starts, I'm putting him in. So, yeah, there you go. If Pittman starts, it's Pittman and Tank. If not, there you go, Tank and Wicks. Good question. How about Eckler against Baltimore, Gibson against Houston? I'm taking Eckler. I like Eckler this week. There's another bonus running back. Giving you all kinds of bonuses this week, guys. Hey, Eckler, another possible, I got him as a sleeper running back this week. I just, I don't think the Pats are going to score enough to keep the running backs going. I don't think that Gibson's a good enough running back to start, even when he's the starting running back. Is he going to have some good weeks if he's a starting running back? Yeah, here and there. But he's always been really unpredictable, and he's always been underwhelming. Like 9 games out of 10, he's underwhelming. And then he has one really good game, and everyone's back on his fucking jock again. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I've got other analyst friends of mine that fucking love him every single time. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't see it. I don't see why. And I end up being correct. He ends up being a fucking bust most of the time. So give me Eckler. Watch Kmet get another touchdown. Yeah, he could get a third one. How about Kmet getting 2 touchdowns on long snapping in his own extra points? Hey, they're going to use him everywhere. We got to start starting him. Got to start starting him. That's good. ETN questionable to return. Yeah. Well, in one hand, it's like that sucks, but on the other hand, that makes that decision easy, right? Now you got to sit him until he's fully healthy, and that might be what the problem is this year. Is he hasn't been really fully healthy, and which is why they give him a lot more work to Tank Bigsby. So taking him out entirely. Hey, just got some breaking news, everyone. Joe Flacco is going to start for the Colts after all. So, no, Richardson's not going to play. Fucking play all those wide receivers. Play downs. Let's go back. Now we got to go back, right? Fuck. Slayton the Downs. Give me Downs. Not Syndrome. I don't want that. I don't need that. Got enough problems in my life. Nothing against those people. They're lovely, sweet, wonderful people, but yeah, if you send me a Downs question and I said to sit, Downs, ask me again. Because fucking crazy. This shit every week. They change this shit on us. So if you got it, if you'll excuse me, I gotta actually do some things here. Because I went with what I was being told. So I gotta make some quick adjustments. Because I also play fantasy football. If you don't remember, I do. That's why I give all this advice, is because I'm telling you what I'm doing in my fucking 40 leagues. So bear with me just a moment. Hold on, sorry. What the hell team is this? I've got way too many fantasy football teams. It's okay though, because I win with all of them. Actually, doing really well this year. Should go without saying, but last year was a fucking disaster. But this year has been more like my usual shit. All right, let's take a look here. So yeah, we're gonna have to go through and look at that. Like I said, ask your Downs questions again, because that's a shocker. I mean, it's not that shocking. I was actually more shocked finding out that AR was gonna try to play. So I'm like, why? Why would you want to do that? No, there was some leagues where I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're jumping off of Flacco. Derp, derp, derp. Derp, derp, derp. Fuck, I knew I should have held on to him, god damn it. Excuse me. Oh, all right, well. What are you talking about? It is Sunday, you fuck. Whatever. Fuck it. I'll have to figure that out later. All right, sorry. All that news is just fucking crazy. So yeah, we just get the big news. If you didn't hear it, is that Anthony Richardson is out after all this bullshit. Anthony Richardson will be out after all. There's going to be another Flacco game. So that makes me more confident in those wide receivers. Start putting in Downs. If you have your Downs questions, re-ask them. Excuse me. Well, that helps. I had to play Davis in one of my leagues due to bye weeks. Oh, Gabe. Yeah, there you go. No one's going to trade for him. Oh, for ETN? Yeah. You may as well keep him and see what happens. That's what I would do. Christian Watson's active. Yeah, so what? That just means, yeah, don't start Wicks. Of course, you're going to start Reed. Still going to start Tucker Kraft, I think. Old Joe starting for the Colts. Yep. Just going over that risk. Keon Coleman against the Jets. And Sauce Gardner. Start Jerome Ford. I'm starting Jerome Ford. Downs or Olave. Yeah, I'm going Downs now. Especially if Pittman's hurt. It's really close if Pittman plays. But yeah. You think we could go with both of them? Flacco or Hurts throwing touchdowns at 6 points. Yeah, that in that kind of case, I might actually consider Flacco over Hurts. So again, gotta look at all the injury stuff here. Kendre Miller's out. Okay. We're gonna go over the full injury list here in about 30 minutes. And we'll get out of here shortly after, as soon as the game is over. Okay, so Flacco or Hurts? I mean, come on. Yeah, I want to start Hurts, but when this throwing touchdowns is 6 points, that's a good point. But he's got both Brown and Smith back. I'm still starting Hurts. Would you start Downs over a Wandale now? Yes. Rashad White is out. I knew that. Big on Bucky Irving this week. Start Bucky Irving wherever you can. All right, we're caught up. If you got some more questions, sit and start questions, whatever kind of questions. If you want to know what the fuck I'm eating for dinner, if you want to share, tell me what you're having, or breakfast or lunch or whatever the fuck. If you have questions about like my favorite color or some shit, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Put some questions down in there. I'll answer them. Otherwise, we're watching this game here. And that last touchdown by the Jags kind of makes it a little bit of a game. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, yeah. That's definitely a penalty. I'm going to throw that shit every time. Can't be doing that shit. Yeah, Bears maybe scoring again here. Could put the game out of reach. We'll see. Pittman is playing, says Richard. He's toughing it out. Like I said, I haven't checked the injury updates. Just getting what I can here. But Richard, I believe you. Pittman's playing. That's cool. We're starting him. I don't know though. I think this is going to be a better game for Downs. I think that Pittman may even play a decoy role. I think I actually like Downs over Pittman this week. So there you go. Downs over Pittman this week. Richard says he's grilling street tacos. What you having today? Hey, last week I had some carnitas tacos. It's fucking good shit. This week, what are we doing? Sorry, I'm watching this here. I knew there's something. Having B-dubs. Nice. What are your wings? Wing of choice. So when I have B-dubs, okay, I get the two flavor things. I always go with the garlic parm because you got to have the garlic parm. It's good shit. I actually have the bottle of the actual sauce here. So like sometimes I'll just buy my own like wings or drumettes or whatever the hell, or just drumsticks in general and just toss them and sauce them and toss them. It's good. Or like Wingstop because their wings are cheaper. Just get those and then toss them in the fucking sauce because the sauce was boss. But anyway, so my go-tos are the garlic parm, and I also like the Thai curry. Those are hot as fuck. They'll make you see through time. They'll put a tear to your eye. Fucking good shit. Matt's all about the garlic parm too. Yeah, it's the best. It really is. Nick says honey barbecue and mango habanero. That honey barbecue is legit. Mango habanero, I haven't actually tried it yet, so I can't say anything about that. But yeah. Pick 3, Wandale, Downs, Tolbert, Olave, Godwin. Godwin, definitely 100% for sure. Love him this week. I think he's going to get the, while Lattimore's taken care of. Lattimore. We just got confirmation that Downs is healthy, so he's good to go. Pittman's active. He's going to be good to go. I still like Downs over Pittman. Okay. We know Rashad White's out. We're getting all the shit going here. Here we go. Getting all the updates now. So we'll keep you posted as we go along. So Godwin's definitely on that list. Downs is now on that list. And then I'm going to go Olave. Because I know it's Rattler throwing the ball. And there's going to be a lot of checkdowns to Kamara, but he's got to throw to a wide receiver. Okay. And the security blanket, they don't have a tight end security blanket. I think if Taysom Hill was active, he'd have a really good game, but he's not. So I think there's going to be a lot of little passes to Olave. So I like Olave in that. Oh man, what are we having? I don't remember. We got something. I don't think I've slept enough to fucking be able to remember what the hell I'm having for dinner today. For snacks. Why is someone wearing a 49ers thing there? It's just football to them. So they're like, all right, whatever. We'll wear 49ers gear. That's my team. Like, cool. I haven't seen the 49ers ever play over there. It's too far. Too far from San Francisco to go to the goddamn East Coast. Fuck that shit. Is that another one for Keenan Allen? God damn. I'm sorry. Whoever it was that asked me about Keenan Allen, I apologize. I was wrong. Apparently, we're just going to pick random wide receivers and people to be. I don't know. It's hard to start anybody in this offense because we don't know who's getting the ball. You're starting Swift. You're probably starting Moore. But other than that, I don't know. Was that foot on the line? They're going to take a look at it. It was close. Like, I didn't think so the first time I saw it, but that last angle they showed, it almost looked like they went, oh, they're not going to take a look. They're going to go ahead and kick it. All right. There you go. 28-10. Damn. Should have started Williams in the leagues I have him. So Allen and Kamara looking sexy on my bench. Yeah, I know, Richard. I'm sorry. I apologize. It was me about Keenan Allen. I was asking if he was droppable. Well, now you know he's not droppable. Because they are going to use him. Just as we thought. Honestly, it's going to be like that every week. You're not going to know which one to start. I'd like to say if you're going to keep one, you keep DJ Moore. What I would do is actually with Keenan Allen, I think if you have him, he's a big sell high this week. Sell high based on his name and based on the good week. Make up some bullshit like, oh, he's bad. He's going to be the guy now, blah, 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 blah. Sell high on him. Where's DJ Moore? Exactly. Where the fuck is DJ Moore? Pick 2 in standard. Downs, Dobbins, Irving. Downs and Irving. I'm just worried about that Chargers offense. They haven't been up to snuff until they are. I'm not sitting Dobbins all the time, but I'd rather start Bucky Irving over him. And Downs, I'm starting everywhere this week. Carolyn, hey, what's up? So you must have read through the gauntlet, and now you're on the show. Cool. Glad I could help. Pollard, MHJ, or Mooney. I just like Pollard. I like Pollard's matchup a lot. Um, eh, you know, but Marvin Harrison. Okay, so let's just say like if it's standard Pollard, if it's half point, it's really close. If it's PPR, I'm going Harrison. If it's standard Pollard, if it's half point, Harrison. It's very, very close. There you go. Well, this game turned out to be, whatever. It's actually not that bad right now. Oh, wait. No, yeah, it is. Oh, God. But of course, we kind of knew that. Thank you. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Carolyn, for supporting, being a supporter of the Tyrant Gang for all these years. So much appreciation for that. Because if it weren't for all of you coming on here, asking your questions, and I know there's still that are supposed to, oh, fumble. What do we got? What do we got? Who's got it? Dude has no idea, but he's still pointing his direction. More, shut up. I enjoy being your athletic supporter. Hey, thanks for cupping my nuts, okay? Anyway. All right. Yeah, Jags kept the ball. Yes, thank you for all the help. This season is crazy. This season is crazy. I mean, I'm trying to adjust with the rest of you. It's been nuts. Uh, but the adjustments that we've been making have been working. It's just until we see the adjustments that are needed to be made, we don't know. It's, usually by week 4 or 5, you start to get an idea of what's going on. But there's been so many injuries. There's been so many changes, in personnel, inside and outside, the roster, the office, wherever. It's just it's been crazy with so much. It's really hard to get a pin, nailed down what's going on with some of these teams. Now, some stuff, we figured out. Other stuff, it's just it's one of those things where week to week you're never gonna know. And I'm one of those people that's like, okay, so I'd rather go with what's most likely gonna happen than what could happen. Sure, these things happen. You might predict it all you want, but you're only gonna get one out of every 5 or 6 of those right. But if you go with what you normally, which what is supposed to happen, then you'll find that percentage goes up a bit. It's that simple. Yeah, Bears defense, good start this week. They were someone if I was able to get them, I got them. I started them. Love me the Bears defense. Picking off Lawrence again because Lawrence is trash, pure trash. He's garbage time trash, garbage time. That's going to be good, not for Lawrence so much because he's going to throw a bunch of picks and suck ass, but that's going to be good for Thomas. It's going to be good for Kirk, maybe even Ingram, but we don't know which one of them it's going to be. If I'm sticking with anyone in that offense, I'm sticking with Thomas because the dude's, he can get open. He's fast. I don't know. Anyway. Laporta isn't even top 10 tight end this year after being number 1 tight end last year. I know. It's been fucking insane. Now, like I said, and I've been saying this all morning, Laporta, I think, is getting back on track this week. Mark my words. Yeah, I've got Laporta in a bunch of leagues, and I ended up naming one of my teams Laporta Potty because that's been what he's been. There's Komet again. Is he going to fucking do another one? All right. Jesus. See, it's just been the Komet Allen show. Some days it's the Moore and Odunze show. We're not getting any consistency as far as pass catchers go in this offense. It's really hard. You're just going to have to start the same guys every week because, okay, could be their week, could not be, and hope for the best. That's why I prefer Hey, there you go. Was that DJ Moore? Did he finally get something going? There you go. There you go, DJ. You just got to start these guys. I guess Caleb Williams is putting it together. It's maybe because they're against the Jaguars. So let's oh no, dude, that's short of the goal line. That is short of the goal line. That is not a touchdown. Short. I think so. I think it is. Get that other angle back in. Let's see that again. No, not that one. Yeah, that shows it's just like we're talking like a can that's it. It's down. I think, yeah, just by a CH. If you don't know what that means, it's cunt hair. Oh no. Oh no, Facebook is gonna cancel me because I used the C word, the dreaded C word. So stupid. People choose what words you're offended by. There's no real like it's all bullshit. I've actually had women tell me, like, no, cunt is a lot more offensive than asshole. How? How the fuck is it more than asshole? What would you rather eat out, an asshole or a cunt? Depends on what you're talking about, who you're talking to. But most guys, and probably most people, really, women too, are going to say they'd rather eat out a vagina. So there you go. It's an asshole's even dirtier. Should we take offense? No. The only reason why cunt is more offensive than asshole is because fucking women decided that that's what they wanted it to be. Yes. Oh God, I love women, but that shit's fucking bullcrap. My wife says the same thing. What, that cunt's like so super offensive and more offensive. And it's Pierce back in flex status. Let me look at something real quick. It depends on who else you have to flex. I mean, it really does. If you're desperate, I'd say it's not a bad play, but I mean, he's flex consideration. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just don't think that the matchup's very good against Tennessee. I think that they're not going to need to throw super hell of a lot. They're going to get up early and they're just going to run it out. You know, Sermon could have a really good game. In fact, actually, what I think this really helps Sermon, Flacco going back in, helps Sermon. I'm going to want to start him in more spots. But I just think all in all, this may not be like a huge scoring game. So, you know, yeah, I'm starting Downs now because of Flacco going in there. Excuse me. And Pittman. I don't know though. Is Pittman just going to be a decoy? I'm starting Downs 100%. Pittman, it just depends on what else you have. I think if Pittman ends up being a decoy, I think that Alec Pierce is a good play. I think that if Pittman goes full, he's not. I don't think that he's a great play. I think Downs, I'm going to trust more. I want to see who else you got to choose from. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. It's like I'd say he's flex consideration, but I'm not just throwing him in there. It really depends on what you got. Scroll back up. She says, I asked more Flacco related questions. All right, hold on. Fuck me. Am I starting Flacco over Josh Allen? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Against the Titans though, I don't know if they need so much Flacco. That's the thing. He's not Superman every fucking game. I mean, yeah, he's been pretty good. He's been better than they are. and he's going to be good for those offensive players. But man, am I really starting him over Josh Allen? It's a bad matchup for Josh Allen. So yeah, I am giving the slight nod to Flacco over Allen. And now am I playing Downs over Mooney in the league? I am already playing London. Yes, play Downs over Mooney in that one that you play in London. Pierce back and flex. That is okay. So it depends again. And it depends on who else you have other than Pierce. You're very welcome. See, this is why it's good to have people come in on the show. I can answer all the questions you want, days out ahead. There's a lot of guys they do their show on Saturday nights. Yeah, but Sunday morning is when you really need the information because we can get so much changes. I hope Josh Allen will forgive me. I need to think about it though. Jesus, I hate this season. It's been insane. It's been insane. When we're talking about the possibility of starting Joe Flacco over Josh Allen any given week, it doesn't matter what the week is. That's a crazy season. Adam Young, what's up, my man? Pick 2. We got Harrison, Downs, Tolbert, Chase Brown. Full PPR. I'm going Harrison. I'm going Downs. I'm down with Downs. I'm telling you. With Flacco in there, Josh Downs. And Josh Downs is going to be great no matter what, but he's a much better play. I think Pittman actually kind of decoys, and I think Downs has a great game. And Marvin Harrison, I can't sit him. Especially in PPR. Chase Brown splitting time with Moss. Tolbert, he's a sleeper for me this week, but I'm not starting him over Downs or Harrison. Good question. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, if you're watching the show, if you're just coming in, you've been missing a lot of good stuff, but hey, it's fine. I'm here at fucking Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It looks beautiful. It's gorgeous. Been gorgeous all morning. They won't let me in because I don't have a ticket. What kind of bullshit is that? I should sneak in like they do on fucking Ted Lasso. Just sneak in some underground effort the entrance. Maybe I'll find somebody who's in on the shit. Some rich elitist or something owns the team. Even if Jair is covering them all day. Yeah. Let's look at something real quick. Because you bring up a good point, and I did, and I of course consider this, but I still feel like it's Marvin Harrison, dude. This guy's, if eventually we're going to trust him to be unstoppable. So let's by comparison, let's take a look at, and I want to share something interesting here. Give me just a moment to bring it up. I want to make sure that I have my my info spot on. Against Green Bay. Let me take a look at something here. Yeah, against Green Bay, Justin Jefferson still scores 17.5 fantasy points going against Jair. Addison scored even more than that. That's an interesting thought. So could this be a Michael Wilson week? No, I mean, if anything, I think it could be, but I think if anything, if Harrison's taken away, is taking attention away from anyone, it's Trey McBride. I think Trey McBride has a good week this week, but I also think Marvin Harrison does as well. I love me some Jair Alexander, but yeah, Marvin Harrison is Marvin Harrison. I think that's we're gonna see as time goes on just exactly. Hold on, I'm gonna check something here. How? Sorry, give me a second. How studly Marvin Harrison is. The guy's going to be a stud for years to come. It's already starting this season. I ain't sitting him. I'm not saying that the guy's going to be completely matchup proof, but until I see somebody really, really stopping him, because the only time that he's been stopped himself is because they stopped Kyler. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's look here. Game. And then his last one against San Francisco. But that's because, again, the Niners were all over Kyler Murray. It wasn't a good game for him. He still had 7 targets, but he only had 2 receptions. So before that, he had 6 targets for 5 receptions. 8 targets, 4 receptions. 4 receptions. Catch to target rate was last week when he had his worst game other than his first, which, opening game he's a rookie. Dude has been on fire otherwise. I'm not sitting him. The most fantasy points to starting wide receivers. Alexander has not been that shut down, honestly. So there you go. I trust him. I got Mike Bride starting 2 and Connor all on the same team. Damn. Talk about your eggs in one basket. Well, if anyone, I'm sitting Connor, but depends on what else you have. Lawrence sucks. Apparently, he forgot Thomas is fast and better than his own receivers. Gabe Davis drops the ball. Yeah, exactly. I hope to God that the Jaguars pick up another quarterback because Brian Thomas is too talented to be wasted on this fucking guy. I mean, so is Christian Kirk for that matter. God damn. Evan Ingram too. As they pass to Strange. Strange times we're living in. Jeez. Are they trying to make a ball game out of it? With fucking 3 possession game? No, wait. Is it more than that? Yeah. Dude, it's a 4 possession game. They're just getting their asses handed to them. Awful. These London games suck my ass. I played Kirk because Sermon with AR didn't seem good, but now Sermon seems better. Exactly. Yes. I wish we. What the fuck, Thomas? How did you drop that? God damn it. Oh my God. What the fuck? That's not Lawrence's fault. He got it to him. How do you fucking not catch that? What the hell, man? Oh, that's got me heated. I love me some Brian Thomas, and I've got him. Yeah. Yeah. Drops the ball in the end zone, drops the ball for our fantasy teams. Damn it, Thomas. Love this guy, though. Love him. But yeah. Like I said, we're going to get some garbage time shit, and then we're seeing it right now. They're not going to win, but they're going to get some points. Just not from the running backs. So, of course, watch, they're going to run it in right here because that would be funny. No. Well, are you serious? Did he drop another one? Did he get his hands on that? Lawrence is like, what the fuck, dude? Even when I play shitty, I mean, even when I play well, you guys are fucking it up for me. No. I want to see that again. Whose fault was that? If you agree, can I edit my line? Yeah, well, no. No, can't do that. Can't do that, Carolyn. Sorry. I wish I could do that in a lot of fucking leagues. Trust me. Oy. Just throw one to Thomas or Kirk for that matter. I'd rather Thomas because I got him starting a lot more than I do Kirk. Come on, BT. Throw it to BT. BT. Over there on the left. There he is. They're all over on the left. Some of them are going to cut in. Watch this shit. Let's see what happens. Fourth down. Here they go. You got to go for it. Come on, BT. Let's go. Who got it? Another. God damn it. Fucking shit. Gabe Davis again. Fuck. Everybody in this goddamn game is getting fucking touchdowns other than the guys that we actually fucking started. Oh, I hate this shit. Ah. Gabe Davis again. Apparently Lawrence and him got a romantic thing. Yeah, apparently Lawrence is going to have Gabe Davis's butt babies. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, that pisses me off. And you can't, it's not like you can sit people just because they're in a London game. You can't. You can't do that. You got to continue to start them. But god damn it. Oh, bullshit. Flock of goddamn nothing from Thomas, from Kirk. This sucks. I think I'll go move to Australia. They don't play fantasy football there. 3.1 fantasy points. Good Lord. 4.1 in PPR, full PPR for Brian Thomas. Fuck a duck. Screw a kangaroo. Finger bang that goddamn orangutan. Support your local zoo. Fuck this shit. This sucks. Christian Kirk. He's having a little bit better day, but not by 6.9 fantasy points. Jesus. Oh, this is awful. Meanwhile, Gabe Davis. What the fuck? And that was, if you think about it, that's like what Gabe Davis was doing even on the Broncos, on the Bills. He'd have these big monster-ass games, then he'd do nothing. Over 20 points for Jesus. So there you go. Let's hope that the Jags get the ball back so they can, maybe get a last-second score to Thomas, something like that. Oh, what a fucking disaster. Can something save me? There you go, Erica. Thank you for making my day a little bit better by showing up with your smiling face. Good morning, Ty Gang. What's up? Good to see you. Let's bring some sunshine into this, why don't we? Shaheed or Robinson or Coop. I'm sitting Shaheed this week. Wandale could have a good game. But here's the thing, is I think it's one of those weeks where Amari Cooper gets his. Do I have exact reasons? No, because it doesn't matter what kind of matchup it is. That's not been the case. It's just been, is it a week where we're going to throw it to Cooper or is it not? The one good game that he had was against the Giants, which is mediocre against the pass. He didn't do anything against the Jags. He didn't do anything last week against Washington. I mean, he had 4 catches for 60 yards. You get 10 points in PPR. But over the last 3 weeks, he's been averaging 10 targets per game. He's been averaging damn near 10 targets per game the whole damn season. So are we really going to, scoff at that? I mean, Watson's look like shit, but he does have those games where he gets it going. I think against Philadelphia, they're going to have to because Philly's got, their full force, right? Barkley's been killing it. Now they got Brown and Smith back. Yeah, they're going to be scoring a lot of points, which means, the Browns are going to need to do that. Amari Cooper's the go-to guy. I've been hearing a little talk. It's just been a matter of they might have to turn to Jameis Winston, but then we have to ask the question that I used to ask all the time, and you old school fans, you all know, all right? Are we going to see famous Jameis or heinous Jameis? All right, we don't know. We do know is that he's not starting this week. That Deshaun Watson will be, and Deshaun Watson does like to throw it to Cooper sometimes. I think it's a Cooper game. I feel like it's a Cooper game. If you're totally like fuck Cooper, go with Wan'Dale Robinson. But I get the feeling it's a good matchup. Not that matters. It doesn't. But it's just, if anything, it's just a gut. It's a gut feeling on him. Hey, I started ETN in our Sunny League. I owe points. Yeah. Yeah, I started ETN in some leagues too. In other ones, I started Tank Bigsby, but I kind of hedged my bets on that one. But neither of them are doing very well, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think there's any like pattern as far as like, well, we don't start things against Chicago. Chicago's actually giving up the 10th most fantasy points to opposing running backs. So this is just a bunch of bullshit. It's just a matter of the fact that the Jags offense fucking sucks and that Trevor Lawrence is fucking heart garbage. Absolute trash. Absolute trash. And I knew that coming in the league too. Fucking Swift almost gave it up there. And I said that coming in the league, the guy just his attitude is just shit. I hope that they fucking get, because he just doesn't care. He's just like, I don't care. Oh, whatever. I want to play football. Oh, that's gonna be cool. I'm gonna hang out with my friends. Oh, look at my cool hair. I look like one of the Hanson brothers. I'm Trevor Lawrence. Fuck. He's just, I've never been into the guy. I just don't think that he gives a fuck enough. Switch out Wan'Dale for Downs. Yeah, I would. Yep. Big on Downs. With Flacco in there, that passing offense just looks so much better. You're going to start everybody who's in there. I'm going to look at something for Pittman because, of course, I've got Pittman in some games too. Because he says he's starting, but is it like he's starting, but he's not feeling well? Oh, yeah, we got to do injury updates and the weather as this game comes to a close. I worry about his workload. I think we're sitting Pittman and starting Downs today. And so what that also means is that I think Alec Pierce is a start if you don't have a lot of good options. And I would also put Pierce in on DFS squads, but I'm not starting him over decent players because the Titans are complete garbage and they probably won't need to throw the ball as much. I still like Downs. I still think he's going to get his. And Keenan Allen is apparently getting his. What the Jesus? All right, fine. I stand corrected on Keenan Allen. Okay, the 1 week I actually get questions for him. is the one week that he fucks up. All right, anyway. Haha, Mbop equals Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. Full PPR, Najee or Pollard or Eckler. I like Pollard. I think it's a really good matchup against the Colts. Colts have been complete garbage against running backs. Pollard's been really solid this year. He's like the only player that you can start week to week on the Titans. Give me Pollard. That's T-Law right there. Sure is. I do a pretty good T-Law. I don't even care if he really sounds like that. That's what his head sounds like. Looks like that's for one game, Richard. That's one game. We have no idea. That's what the problem is. We don't know. Is it going to be more? Is it going to be the only guy out of that I can have enough consistency where even on weeks where he's not the guy, he's still getting some, as we saw earlier, is DJ Moore. DJ Moore is the only consistent start, I think, as far as pass catchers go for the Bears until we start seeing more consistency. I think if you go with another one out of that, I think it's actually Cole Kmet. I think Cole Kmet ends up being a little bit more consistent. Maybe, maybe not. But I think if there's another guy that's going to see more consistency, it's going to be Cole Kmet because you got Odunze in there, you got Odunze in there, and you got Keenan Allen. You got like the out with the old, in with the new. Well, we don't know. We'll teach the old dog new tricks, whatever the fuck. They're both in there. I think DJ Moore's the guy, and then after that, it's just going to be whatever the fuck Caleb Williams decides to do that week. Unless this is the start of something that's more consistent. I want to see it another week, a couple more weeks of this. If Keenan Allen puts 3 solid weeks in a row, I'm setting him and I'm forgetting him. Setting him in your lineup and forgetting it, except for the bye weeks. But I just don't see that happening because you got Odunze, you got Moore, you got Kmet. They're not going to face the Jaguars bullshit fucking defense every week. So I'm not sold on Allen. I'm sold on the Bears passing offense being a fucking mishmash clusterfuck. That's what I'm betting on. You can trust Swift now, and you can trust DJ Moore. That's at least get you something. That's it. I'm not really trusting anyone outside of those two guys. Let me check on. Because even when he's not the guy, I mean, Moore's still giving you a good game. Swift's still giving you a good game. 91 yards off of carries for a touchdown, 4 receptions off of 4 targets, 28 yards. Swift's having a good game too. That's it. It's Swift and it's Moore. And that's it. That's all you can really count on right now, as of today. You can't take you can't just the numbers. You can't look at what it is and go, well, now I have to plug them all in every week. Because, for instance, for example. Okay, so they go on a bye, and then when they come back, they got Washington. Am I going to start Kmet against Washington? No. Washington is only giving up to 28. So they're basically top 5 at stopping tight ends. No, it's not a start for me. Could he then have another good game? Sure, he could. But I'm not in the business of one guy had a good week. So, after a bye and then they face a bad, matchup, I still feel like he's going to have a good week. No, usually that doesn't pan out. Could it? Sure, it could. And if it does, like if he has a good week in week 8 against Washington, then we start talking about Kmet being a top 10 tight end to start every week. So like I said, the only consistencies what we know about right now are going to be DJ Moore and Swift until we see something Here's something. Hold on. Sorry, I'm phrasing up. Al Pierce gets 3 for 154 or gets a bagel. Yeah, exactly. I can't. I would rather have somebody that's going to get 15 points, 15 points, 15 points every game than someone who gets 30 and 0. Can't believe I'm asking this. Dak or Josh Allen factoring in the matchups. Give me Dak. Oh, I was saying Flacco over Allen before. Watch Josh Allen blow it the fuck up. It just is. It's just on paper, it's terrible. It's a terrible matchup. And it's hard because, like, well, I think Jared Cook's going to be out. I think the Bills will be throwing a lot more, but it's not been consistent. It's not been efficient. That offenses look like garbage this season, as in front, the pass catchers. Coleman's got to learn. He's been dropping balls. He's got to learn. Shakir, he hasn't solidified himself. Curtis Samuel ain't done shit. Kincaid ain't done much. I think Kincaid has a good week this week, but and Dak's going up against Detroit. They're going to need to score a lot of points. Detroit is, I want to get the right number. They're, bottom 10 against quarterbacks. Dak's good to get you right around 20 fantasy points a game. And I think this week he does it. He plays good in good matchups. He played, against Baltimore. He had nearly 30 fantasy points. Good matchup there. A lot of scoring going on. Against the Giants, it's not as great, 16.74. Pittsburgh, he points. He's started off a little bit cold, but going in the bye, he's going to put it all out there on the line. I like Dak Prescott this week because they're going to need to score against a team that's potent, like Detroit. So you're playing the matchups for that. And normally wouldn't say that with someone like Josh Allen, but Josh Allen has shown us this year that he hasn't been able to put up consistent fantasy numbers like he does every year. And I think it's just because he doesn't have a full rapport with the current set of wide receivers that they have there. Watch out on Coleman go the fuck off today. Well, it'll be tomorrow, but yeah. Maybe. But it's just, we haven't been seeing it from Allen, and we haven't been seeing quarterbacks playing well or at least putting up, a good amount of fantasy points against the Jets. Let's take a look at something. Give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. So, like, Purdy had a tough game against them in game one. They won, but that was because of the running game. And then they faced Levis. They faced basically garbage. Sam Darnold didn't do well. He was on fire until he faced the Jets. Yeah, it's just not a good matchup, really. But yeah, that could happen. It's Monday night. I think it could happen. Anyway, so let's go on to I'm going to check into the injuries here, get an injury update. Let's see if we can get some full-on injury news here. I think we've gone over most of the main guys that we've been worried about. Jair Alexander is going to be active for week 6, but he's had a groin issue, and I he was a limited participant all week. So I just wonder, like, how effective is it going to be? Is he going to be favoring because the groin's still sore? You know, I still like Marvin Harrison this week. Yeah, DJ Moore went out of the game and he returned for a little bit. Okay, so that explains why what happened to him. He was out for a little bit, not too much though. As we said, Anthony Richardson's out this week. Miller is officially inactive for this week. Okay. Weird. I thought I heard something about him being active. That's funny. Josh Downs is going to play again. You know, we like him today. Flacco's going to start, and that's why. Rashad White's officially out. Fire up Bucky Irving everywhere you have him. And if he's on the waiver in your league, pick him up now. Even if you're not going to start him this week, pick him up. That was one of my biggest sleepers that I had before the year began. I've said, I have Bucky Irving. I had Rashad White as a bust, and Bucky Irving as a sleeper, and we're seeing it come to fruition. So make it happen. Christian Watson's going to play this week. I think he's going to be limited though. So I still like Reed. I still like Wicks in some matchups. But in some matchups where I was saying Wicks over Downs, I'm now flip-flopping that because of what we're hearing this morning of Christian Watson being okay, and with Flacco starting at QB, for the Colts. Yeah, Etienne was hurt. Pittman practiced in full on Friday. So that's why it's like he might not be he might be fine to start off, but it's a high risk of re-injury. I think that's more of my concern there about starting him. Nick Chubb's going to come back next week, they expect it anyway. Interesting. Let's see how effective that he is after his fucking whole knee had to be repaired, top to bottom. Zamir White's a long shot for week 6. He's a long shot for having a good fantasy season. At this point, that's one L that I will take. Sorry about that, everyone. Anyway, that's what I got there for right now. As far as injury updates, I think that pretty much covers everything that's major. If you have any specific questions on injuries, let me know, and I'll be able to answer that for you. Weather-wise, there's some leftovers here and there for certain things. Although Packers, you're looking at likely you get rain showers there. I think it's not gonna be a big deal. It's not gonna be huge, but temptations a little bit, but not. It shouldn't be a big deal. It's not gonna be like a fucking hurricane. Sorry for those of you dealing with that. Hopefully you're okay. How you doing, Cody? I think you're in. Hopefully you're doing well. All right. Yeah, there's not much. There's a chance of showers on tonight's game. I don't see a lot of big wind issues. Yeah, nothing overly concerning. Slight chance of thunderstorms in Philadelphia, but other than that, yeah, we're looking in the clear. So nothing too frightening. We're gonna get through these last questions here, and then we're gonna head out. All right. Game's winding down. Damn, real quick. Sorry about this one. Kraft or Brock? Going Brock. With Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams out. Gotta go Brock. Standard league doesn't make a difference. Well, I mean, kind of does, I guess. Still. All right. So that's that. Any last second questions? Put them down in there. Where are we at? Sorry, I hadn't been I've been answering questions and things like that instead of watching the game. Oh, the game ended. All right. So that's it. All right. 35-16. Bears killing the Jags, and then fucking Spencer Rattler's going to start the next 3 or 4 weeks. All right, that's cool. Anyway, Trevor Lawrence killing our fantasy squads this week. Fucking all of us who have, ETN, Bigsby, Kirk, Ingram, of course, Brian Thomas. That's the saddest of all. In favor of Gabe fucking Davis. Anyway, so that's going to be it for me this week. No more questions. Hey, I love you all. Thanks for those of you who stuck with the whole thing. I had a lot of fun watching this. Doug Peterson is the next coach getting fired, I'm sure. I hope so. That fucking team, it's got so much talent on it to just be completely fucked. Anyway, yeah, fuck Trevor Lawrence and his stupid mbop bullshit. We're gonna need to reevaluate the Jags. We're gonna, they're just matchup based. They're matchup based. You're gonna have to sit them when they have bad matchups. All of them. If it's gonna be a decent defense, you gotta sit everybody. Sad, but that's where we're at. So, yep. Hey, again, thanks for watching along with me. Had a good time despite the fucking game being a bullshit blowout and fucking up our fantasy squads left and right. But hey, we had fun together. There's so many other games. It may look bleak now, but hey, it's bleak for the people that are starting those guys against you too. And the rest of the games should be a lot better. Good luck in your fantasy squads this week. We're going for big W's. All right. Hey, I love you all. Thank you so much for your support. If you want one-on-one fantasy advice and you haven't signed up with me yet, sign up with me on Patreon. $5 a month. You get a guru in your pocket. Who doesn't want that? Hey, not only that, but if you haven't hit it already, go ahead and click like and subscribe if I've helped you out today. If you like what you see, if you like doing these watch-alongs, they're fun. Give me a like, give me a subscribe if you haven't already. Again, love you all. Take care. Good luck this week, and we'll see you next week in week 7. All right, should be. Let's hope it's a better week, or the rest of this week, and then next week as well. Hey, again, love you all. I'll see you next week. Till then, I'm out. Peace.